Okay, so it's been 9 months since we played this game last, and the plot's pretty complicated. Actually, the last two times we played it, I did a recap of the story so far from reading Game FAQs. Hey, what's up, Yukipo? How's it going? Maybe you can help me know if I've got this right. And I had technical difficulties after the recap both times, so my VOD lost the recap. So I wanted to go back on YouTube and watch it to try to remember what the hell was going on, but I lost it both times. So we're going to try to preserve it this time. I've gone ahead and started the recording, but I haven't started the clock. We're going to stop when the clock says 21 hours, so probably take me 5-10 minutes to explain what the hell is going on with this game. I'm going to do my best. All right, so Xenosaga Episode 1 is set 4,000 years in Earth's future after this weird 2001 A Space Odyssey monolith called a Zohar was found. I still don't think we know what the deal is with the Zohar, but it forced the humans to abandon Earth and explore space, and we've been doing that for like 4,000 years or something crazy. The main features of the setting, it's very straight sci-fi. It doesn't really have a magic or fantasy element to it. It's got genetically enhanced humans, super soldiers, cyborgs, these Realians, which are like super cyborgs or like Blade Runner replicants. They're like very, very realistic robot people, androids, I should say, rather than cyborgs. And then there's the Gnosis, which are these like space ethereal penis monster things. In the last session, we learned a little bit more about the Gnosis. We found out that they're made of salt. Okay, but they're ethereal, and if they touch you, you either turn into a pillar of salt. You get used to a lot of like Old Testament Hebrew references in this game. It loves shit like that. So like Lot's wife, you turn into a pillar of salt, or you get turned into a Gnosis. We had a ship guy named Cherenkov that was touched by one. He was kind of an asshole. He got turned into one, and we had to fight him. He was a boss. All right, so the Gnosis are usually invincible because they're incorporeal, but because of that, they developed this like super android, super Realian robot thing called Cosmos, which you can see in my party here, and she has the special power to render them corporeal so that they can be defeated by normal means. So the Gnosis were apparently released by this super important dead NPC guy named Dr. Mizrahi from before the game started. He was doing experiments on the Zohar, which you remember is the weird 2001 A Space Odyssey monolith thing. And we don't know the mechanics of it, but they say he opened Pandora's box, and that's why the Gnosis are around and fucking people up. The original Earth Zohar from the opening cutscene from 4,000 years ago appears to be missing. Like, we don't really know where it is. It might be on the planet where Dr. Mizrahi was doing experiments. But there are a bunch of Zohar emulators, and because Japan loves mythology and they treat all religions as mythology, this isn't something that you would really get away with as easily in Western media because people are so sensitive towards Christianity and Judaism. But the Zohar emulators are named for the 12 disciples of Christ, and the 13th emulator is, I think it's the emulator, is called Mariankind, which is Mary's child. So they were showing a little bit of restraint and not just calling the 13th Zohar Jesus or Christ, but that's basically what it is. Okay, so there's a bunch of organizations in the Xenosaga universe. There's the Galactic Federation, which is like all of the planets that exist in space. It's the galactic government of the humans. I think it's like 500,000 planets. It's a really absurd number of people, but I guess 4,000 years is a long time to be in space. They have a subgroup called the Subcommittee on Close Encounters, and I'm going to go over these because the game definitely mentions them constantly. All of the different organizations, usually by their acronyms and initialisms, because the Xenosaga, Xenogears, Xenoblade people really, really love their acronyms and initialisms. So Subcommittee on Close Encounters, the SOCE, is a branch of government that deals with the Gnosis because the Gnosis are getting worse. There's also the Unknown Territory Intervention and Creation Group, which are UTIC, they're called. They're the bad guys. Like, they rose up from Dr. Mizrahi's experiments, and we don't really know what their deal is. We just know that they're bad. They've got something to do with the disappearance of this planet and this old conflict with these other planets. There's this guy named Margulis who looks like a JRPG villain who's their boss. So we need to find out more about what the hell their deal is. There's the Kukai Foundation, which was originally set up as a military organization to investigate what happened with Dr. Mizrahi in the Pandora's Box event, but they lost all their military funding and they're now a business. But the Kukai Foundation is like super badass for some reason. I don't know why. Like, they have a shitload of money, and their warships are even better than the military's warships. One of the main characters is in the Kukai Foundation, or runs the Kukai Foundation or some shit, who knows. And then there's Vector Industries, which is like a galactic cyberpunk megacorp that makes everything. They make ships, guns, weapons, androids, realians, all that fun stuff. Okay, so important places in the setting. This is going to take like 10 minutes because this game is complicated and I'm not going to be able to follow it all if I don't do this. And this might actually be beneficial for anyone watching on the YouTube playthrough because I was clearly getting confused in the last couple sessions about what the hell was going on. There's Ariadne, which is a planet that mysteriously disappeared. It apparently was Cherenkov's fault. We don't know what the deets are. There's Fifth Jerusalem, which is the capital of the Federation. Apparently there have been 5 Jerusalems in human history. Said they like a lot of Judeo-Christian references and mythology stuff in the setting. There's Miltia, not militia, but Miltia, which is a important planet. I believe that Shion, the main character, is from there. That Dr. Mizrahi guy, the guy that started all this, was doing experiments on the Zohar. So I think that the OG Zohar, not the emulators, but the original monolith thing, is still on Miltia, and it's been abandoned for reasons we don't really know yet. There's Pleroma, which is the asteroid base of Utik, the bad guys. And then there's Second Miltia, which is where the Miltians moved to after they had to evacuate their home planet. Okay, important historical events. There's the first one I mentioned of Dr. Mizrahi does a bunch of experiments on the Zohar. It causes the Gnosis to get unleashed on the galaxy. It's bad. And then another few important things. There was the Life Recycling Act. This is like, this setting is super cool. It's got a lot of anime shit and it's long-winded as fuck. But as far as like sci-fi settings go, it's pretty neat. So the Life Recycling Act is this concept that humans wanted to start doing genetic engineering and cloning and cyborging and giving people superpowers and shit like that. And they needed to pass an act to do it. But one of the really cool things about the Life Recycling Act is that anybody who is an organ donor could become the property of the government. So they could take their dead body and reanimate them to do their bidding for them, like cyborg, zombie, spy, military people. So that comes up. There was the Species Preservation Act that was passed fairly recently in the game history where they said, hey, all of this genetic experimenting is really bad for the human race. Let's repeal it. So they got rid of that. And then there's this Miltian charter that gives rights to the Realians, the like Blade Runner replicant robot peoples. Our party members in this game include Shion, who we can see in the menu screen right now. She's a scientist. She works on androids and Realians. She works on a super duper special android called Cosmos. The important plot event that we just discovered at the very end of last session, Yukipo pointed it out, but I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize the severity of it. In a very early cutscene in this game, which we played back in like August of 2015, Shion was touched by a Gnosis, and in the last session, it was revealed that if a Gnosis touches you, you either turn into salt or you turn into a Gnosis. And of course, she's being a typical zombie movie moron and not telling anybody that this happened and like going to the medical deck or something. Cosmos is a super dangerous mega anime android lady. She has a special power that she can trigger that makes the Gnosis corporeal, so you can actually damage them. She's really important. But in the past, she like wigged out and went all crazy and murdered a bunch of people, including some of Shion's friends. And Shion had to like shoot her in the head and put her down. They had to like rebuild her. Ziggurat 8, I swear to God, that's the name of the character. It's like the most fucking JRPG name ever. It sounds like it's straight out of Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. Ziggurat 8 is a cyborg who used to be a cop when he was a human, but he died, and because he was an organ donor, he didn't realize what he was agreeing to. They reanimated his corpse and made him into like military spy android person. Ziggy hates himself. He hates being alive. He wants to replace all of his human parts with robot parts, or he just wants to die. Momo is a super anime cliche robot girl. She's like dressed like a 12-year-old maid or something. But the importance of Momo is that she is the creation of Dr. Mizrahi, the original bad guy. Well, we don't know if he's a bad guy, but the guy that unleashed the Gnosis on the world. I guess his real daughter died, and he made Momo in her image. And Momo's important for some reason. Like the little Ziggy incident involved getting her in our party. Chaos, I swear to God, there's a character in this game whose name is Chaos with a lowercase c, because JRPGs, is a kid on the ship that Shion and Cosmos joined on. We don't really know anything about him. He's super mysterious. he can touch the Gnosis and make them disappear. Who the fuck knows? I don't know why he can do that. And then Junior is like another 13-year-old kid who runs the Kukai Foundation. So remember, that's like the super rich, let's investigate the Gnosis group. He's got a weird 666 tattoo on his hand that we saw last session. No idea why he has 666 on his hand. They just like their Judeo-Christian shit. And he seems to know a shitload about the Gnosis and the Zohar. He was ranting about them at the end of the last session. All right, so we're almost done. We're just going to say what has happened in the game so far. That's just like the proper nouns of the setting. So Xion starts on her ship. She's doing Cosmos research. The ship gets attacked by Gnosis. Surprise. Cosmos wakes up on her own to fight them because they need her. Otherwise, they're invincible. The ship has a Zohar emulator on it, which the Gnosis steal, so they're clearly connected to the Zohar in some way. During that attack, that's when Xion gets touched by the Gnosis, and so does this guy named Cherenkov, who's like, he's a genetically enhanced super soldier, but he's also a huge dick. They get picked up by a ship called the Elsa, which includes Chaos and some other dudes who I don't remember, but Chaos is the important one. Meanwhile, Ziggurat 8, or Ziggy, gets sent to the Utic base. I guess Utic, the bad guys, had kidnapped Momo, Dr. Mizrahi's android daughter, and for some reason the government wanted to send him to go get her back, so he does that. He fights that Margulis guy, the leader of Utic. Ziggy meets up with the Elsa in hyperspace, so now Xion, Cosmos, Chaos, Momo, and Ziggy are all together. We have a full party. It's great. Meanwhile, Junior, the 13-year-old kid with the 666 on his hand, who's apparently in charge of the fucking strongest warship in the galaxy, I don't know. Junior's investigating the disappearance of this planet, the Ariadne. He fights a bunch of Utic dudes, but doesn't really get anything out of it. I think it's just mostly to introduce him as a character. Cherenkov starts to go super nuts and uses his superpowers to murder a bunch of people. Eventually it turns out that Cherenkov is turning into a Gnosis, is when we first find that out. As the ship is flying around, it gets pulled out of hyperspace into the coolest scene in the game so far, where they've taught us that a single Gnosis is super scary, but after the ship falls out of hyperspace, it's in this giant like field of Gnosis, like hundreds of thousands of them. And when they land there, all the Gnosis are dormant, but their ship gets pulled into this giant Gnosis that's like a spaceship, like an organic spaceship thing. I think it's called the Cathedral Ship. Anyway, it turns out while they're exploring the inside of this giant Gnosis that there's all these bits of the planet Ariadne in it, so they're assuming that Ariadne was like consumed by this ship. While we were in there, Cherenkov got separated. He got fully turned into a Gnosis. We had to fight him and kill him. When we eventually got out of the Cathedral Ship, Cosmos connected to all of the... So there's all these Zohar emulators, right? They're named for the 12 Apostles of Christ and Christ. Most of them, or a lot of them, are on Junior's ship. Junior's ship happens to be in this field of Gnosis when all this is happening, so the Zohar emulators are really close to Cosmos. She, like, draws on their energy or some shit. Her eyes turn from red to blue, because anime, I don't know. And she sucks in all of the Zohar energy, and then she just annihilates this gigantic field of hundreds of thousands of Gnosis and draws them into herself, which I'm sure is going to be a good thing. Margulis is told that Cherenkov is dead, which is a bummer. Apparently Cherenkov was working for Utic the whole time, the bad guys. Surprise. Junior, in the very end of the last session, Junior described a bunch of shit. He said there's 13 Zohar emulators. Clearly they don't have every emulator because the game started with the Gnosis stealing one of them. He showed us some tanks where there were a bunch of people. There were like parts of dead Gnosis and like people that were in the middle of being turned into Gnosis. And he says if you get touched by one, you turn into salt or you become a Gnosis yourself. It makes Xion freak out. And then at the very end, this is where we last left off, he says that Dr. Mizrahi is responsible for opening Pandora's box and making us fight the Gnosis, and he says he's a total lunatic monster. And that makes Momo all bummed out because she's like, he's basically my dad, and she went off to go mope somewhere, and we're going to go and try to cheer up Momo, is where we left off. That's Xenosaga Episode 1 in 13 minutes. Let's go. Oh, my controller shut off because I was going so long. Come in. Come in. Really? There we go. Alrighty. And circle is confirmed. There's still so much more, right? Did I get everything right? Did I miss anything important? I had to read a Game FAQs article on it to try to get myself up to speed. Living in Milsha. I was playing at the Pink Dome. I lost a precious card. Yeah, there's like a casino on, I think we're on the Durandal, which is Junior, the kid with the 666 on his hands ship. No problem. Shelly and Mary are great. So I believe that Mary is an ally of, turn it down a little bit. I believe that Mary is an ally of Junior. And she's also more adult. Ship is as large as a colony. Got policemen. Future salted french fries are made partially of people. Yeah, I don't know how important that is. It just really stood out to me in that last cutscene when he's like, yeah, the Gnosis are just made out of sodium chloride. And you're like, what? Alright. He theorizes that maybe they're from another dimension that's like connecting on ours, and that they only briefly take the form of salt while they're here. Who knows? What do we have here? A customer? Whichever you even when I'm sleeping. Thanks. This is the Durandal. This is Junior's ship that we're currently on. Which is named for a famous sword, I want to say. Is it Roland's sword? Durandal, however you're supposed to pronounce it. Okay, and I need to find Momo, but I think at the end of the last stream I was begging for a save point, and mostly ran straight to Beeline to find one rather than go look for Momo. So I guess we'll just walk around and talk to people, get back in the groove. You got a recap DVD? Interesting. Was it just called Episode 2 still? I don't think there's anything to do here. Yeah, it's definitely that. Please enter your destination. Oh, good God, I have no idea. I guess I'd explore the entire ship. It's a huge ship, but I would like to progress the story. Someone wants to Google... Well, maybe I can look up a walkthrough real fast just to see where to go next. What I read wasn't a walkthrough, but a plot summary. They took all the cutscenes from Xenosaga and released it as a movie? That's pretty cool. It's already a movie. Let's keep looking. Sure, let's try the bridge. Not where we were earlier. We were in the science area that had all the Zohars on it. I'll use this guy. Characters. 2-4. Find Momo. She's located at the park. Suggest going there last. Explore the ship as much as possible. Oh, alright. Well, there's more things to find in the ship. We can do that now. That's Mary. She's the ally of Junior. Henry Jones Jr. These are presumably Realians that they have running these shit. They're kind of slaves, sort of, the Realians. They have, like, rights, kind of. Not really, though. Like, them repealing the Life Recycling Act that lets them do genetic experiments and shit. Basically, it's impossible to enforce because the universe is too big. This many 100 series observational units. Which must be Realians. Okay, nothing on the bridge that's important. Yeah, it just blinked connection. I can still see it though, it looks like. Okie dokie. We're just gonna go everywhere it'll possibly let us go. So we know the bridge is taken care of. Fortunately, we ended last session right when we regained control on this ship, so I haven't explored anything here yet. I won't be repeating any areas here. So let's try the hangar. Let me save this Xenosaga recap for next time. I'll have to make sure I remember to mention it next time we play this game. I know Cappy is pretty invested in plugging SP into this. After today's session, this game is only going to cost 20 SP, so it's within range of winning without too much more expenditure. Little Master, which is junior, uses an eggs. It is more often than not a dangerous investigation. The eggs are like mechs, but they're kind of trash, apparently. At least the game can punish you pretty hard for using them. I forget what AGWS stands for. There's a lot of acronyms and initialisms. Making you look for Momo. Give me permission to go in your armory, man. I'm trying to save the world. Momo is stereotypical anime lolly character. It's a notification of investment trust service called the UM Fund that is available through Sugiyama Securities. What is the UM Fund? Investment professionals are selected what we feel are the best. Oh, I see. Let's choose a corporation when making an investment. Some dividends companies pay out include items they manufacture, discounted sale prices. Okay. Shijima Steel Manufacturing. Million tons a year. Do you know if you transfer saves across the different episodes of this game? One of your investment will be the same regardless of the corporation chosen. Okay. I'm fine with that. I guess I have to decide who to give it to. Hamilton Heavy, Engineering, Energy. Doesn't tell me what I'm going to get out of each of these. Investing in this company will help facilitate the development of new tech. Investment regime is likely to make resource supply stabilization more accurate. I think I'm a new tech guy, so let's do Alchema Technologies if I can. How can I invest? Where do I go to do that? Excel spreadsheet RPG made for you. It's available through Sugiyama Securities, so maybe I have to go there to be able to do this. I'll worry about it later. AGWS is pronounced eggs. Like, chickens lay eggs. Because Japan is goofy. Just outfits that carry over? Okay, so not like stats or anything important. Gotcha. Alright, hangar's not so bad. Tried the hangar, we tried the bridge. I think the isolation area is when we first left to go look for a save point. I can remember if we're on the ship later, because finding a save in this game is hard. And we've often run over by like 10-15 minutes because of inability to find a save. The joke last time was that someone should add a game to this sub-block that has save points that are spaced exactly 90 minutes apart. Anyway, there's definitely a save on the hangar that's easy to access. Just unlocks outfits. Oh, bonus skill points do you carry over? Okay. I like eggs, call eggs. I think this was back the isolation chamber, but I'm just going to check here and make sure I'm not missing anything before we go find... Yeah, this is the Zohar room. If we could zoom in on those cases, there's a case for all 12 disciples and for Jesus Christ, but they're not all full. I don't know how many of them they have, but they're at least missing one because the Gnosis captured one at the start of the game. Joachim Mizrahi was a mysterious man. It's a guy lowercase c chaos. Worried about Momo. This is Junior. She was bothered because he made fun of the doctor. Sounds more threatening than eggs. These are the Gnosis. This one is called Betty. She's a lady that got touched by a Gnosis and then started getting transformed, and they captured her mid-transformation. So it makes you wonder, like, are all the Gnosis out there ex-humans? Maybe there was one seed Gnosis during Dr. Mizrahi's studies or something. Alright, we've fully explored this zone. Let's go elsewhere. Level times 30 plus 600. That's not too bad. At least they give you something. That I was worried that it was just a binary, do you have a save file, yes, no, and didn't actually look at the content of the save file at all. So far, they've just said humans. They haven't really broached the topic of what happens if a dog gets touched by a Gnosis. Alright, let's try... We've been everywhere but residential area. I guess dock, right? They're super nasty compared to Metroids. They're ethereal, so you can't harm them. They can harm you. Unless if you have Cosmos, you can turn them corporeal. There's... all over the place. The number of Gnosis attacks is getting higher. Okay, that confirms that she's in the park. Can you pet the dog Gnosis? I guess the Metroids aren't particularly hostile towards humanity. They're not just like flying around space, murdering humans everywhere. They don't appear to have any intelligence, or at least they don't speak or communicate as far as we can tell. They must have some intelligence because they, you know, attacked the ship you started on and stole the Zohar emulator. Yo. Thanks, Hammer. Hot tips. Hammer is one of the dudes that was on the Elsa, which was the ship that Chaos is from. Which I think this might actually be the Elsa that I'm on right now, because it's at the dock, which makes sense. I'm fine. Did give me a full heal, right? Okay. Cool. Try to remember the combat system in this game. It's kind of interesting. I forget every time, and by the end of the session, I feel a little bit more confident with it. This is the longest running game on the stream schedule. We first started playing it in August of 2015 as part of Cappy's inaugural subblock. The first ever subblock was this game. Cappy actually banked hours over the course of like a year or longer. We did one big giant 9-hour Xenosaga stream. Sometime, I want to say last year, it was the 9-hour stream. Yeah, and Yukipo was throwing it on subblock at the same time for a while. Hey, Serp. If you're joining and you want to know what the hell's going on in this game, go to the behind the scenes channel in Discord. I read through it at the beginning of today's stream, but posted a recap of the story and settings so far. Feel free to ask questions while I'm running around exploring the ship. And there might not be anything in the dock since I've already been to the Elsa in the past. I don't see any new NPCs or anything. So I might just go straight to Momo since I know where she is. Let me just do that. Well, while we're here, I may as well check. I think this goes to the bridge, right? Go back west, I think is how we first got in here. I know, right? I needed to do it though. This game is all story. Like it's almost a movie. It will often have like 30 to 45 minutes of uninterrupted cutscenes. So knowing what's going on is really important. And it's actually a pretty well constructed story. Like I said, it's a really cool setting. The whole shit with the Ziggurat 8, as ridiculous of a name that is pretty cool. I think I'm still on the Elsa at this point. I don't know if there's any loot here that matters. Yeah, it must have already been thoroughly looted, so I don't think there's any reason to be on the Elsa. I'm gonna try to get back on the Durandal. Yeah, it's cool seeing hard sci-fi from Japan too. Most of the sci-fi I've seen from Japan is pretty fantasy heavy, which is cool. I really like science fantasy. I'm a big like Star Wars fan. That's what I was excited about with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because it was kind of more of the hard sci-fi. I'd say this game is much harder sci-fi than Xenoblade Chronicles, though. It's very 2001: A Space Odyssey. Dark existential David Bowie sci-fi. Xenoblade 1 and 2 are mostly fantasy, I would argue. Okay. We know where Momo is. We've talked to the right NPC. I guess you get some good hard sci-fi from Japan and anime, right? Like, Ghost in the Shell is pretty hardcore. I actually need to watch that. I'm aware of what it's about. I know a lot about it. If it's inspiration of, like, The Matrix, but I haven't actually seen any of it. Okay, shuttle to go to the Foundation. It's not available. Foundation presumably is the Kukai Foundation, which is the thing that Junior leads. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell and a book, I forget the name of it, that was also ripped off for Terminator and The Matrix. There's this lady who wrote a book, and she sued James Cameron and the Wachowskis for ripping off her story. I haven't seen Blame. What is it? Up to the observation room. Somebody want to go this way.
What do you all think?
Oh, I'll have to add it to my list, Cameron. What's it about?
Mizrahi the lunatic? Was Daddy really like that?
She's like a robot. Don't let her confuse you.
Does that mean Realians are bad people too?
Momo, we were looking all over for you.
I didn't get the sense that Mizrahi invented Realians. Is that true? I just thought he did other experiments.
You look kind of down.
I was created by Joachim Mizrahi. He designed the 100 series Realians
Oh.
back when the Federation funded him.
Long search for an answer is over.
Xian, Daddy wasn't a lunatic. I don't even know what I am.
Identity diffusion. The eternal dilemma.
I feel like you could watch this game just in the form of cutscenes, and it would be a passable movie. Like,
Environmental bugs on board this ship?
not a lot that
They're
you're missing by
actually
seeing the
animals,
player
you
run
know.
around and do boss
Who's to
fights.
keep enclosed spaces like this clean? I'd say that of all the things Professor Mizrahi or anyone else created, they rank up there pretty high. These bugs may be man-made, but they function as if they've existed all along. Almost as if they were meant to be.
Yeah, it's like a 40-hour movie.
I think Realians are the same. The only difference between us is the length of our histories. But regardless of our origins, each one of us has an important role to fulfill in this world.
So Mizrahi wasn't all bad.
Besides,
He did unleash penis
I really
monsters on the
doubt Dr.
universe, but...
Mizrahi was a dangerous person like everyone makes him out to be.
Oh, it's only 4
And
hours.
it's
Wow.
not just because of the environmental bugs. The work he did on Realians was incredibly insightful.
I see.
The fundamental gnosis research Professor
That makes sense.
Mizrahi
There's stuff that
left
doesn't need to be
behind
in there, I
played a
guess.
critical role in the development of modern anti-gnosis technology.
Thanks for the backup, Cosmos. I'm really glad to see you react like that. Empathizing with the feelings of others is a major factor in human relationships.
She's not very
Although I
human.
do not believe that the current situation called for me to act in an empathetic manner, I am pleased to be of service to you.
Cosmos.
I think Cosmos is really funny.
Too bad she doesn't take instruction very well.
I never got to meet Daddy. But he used to talk to me all the time before I was born.
If it was too long, Switch sometimes cuts him.
It's all a little hazy, but I remember him telling me that I could become a real person if I did good deeds.
Oh, like,
Really?
Pinocchio.
That's a wonderful memory to have.
Uh-huh.
It's not true. Wonderful
Chief!
memory, though.
Great news! After this ship arrives at the Kukai Foundation, they're gonna take us to Second Milsha.
Second Milsha? Really?
Apparently, they have some work to take care of out there. The captain's still whining about repairing the Elsa, but...
Some work?
This is the Team America guy. I forget his name.
Huh?
Well, I'm sure they've got their own reasons. But don't you think it's a little strange that everyone's heading for Milsha?
Not really. It's
Alan.
probably just a coincidence. I'm just glad we saved some money. Not to mention,
think we
that
made
this
fun of
ship's
him in
a million
every
times better equipped
episode.
than the Elsa. And we'll have nothing to worry about if we run into the Gnosis again. Hey, speaking of which, did you check out your room? They all have jacuzzis and mini bars and... Hey, what's wrong, Chief?
Nothing, nothing. I'm just jealous of how easily swayed you are.
That's an extremely rude thing to say to somebody. I wish I could be a moron like you. Alright, go get some rest in the residential area, which I haven't visited yet, so perfect. Room with the red carpet. This game does have a lot of event flags, so I might have to refer to the walkthrough if we get stuck. Eyes can only recognize it as a collection of numerical values and data. So I read something in the plot recap, which may have been something that hasn't officially been revealed. There's like some kind of addiction you can have. You can be addicted to eating Realians, like eating replicants from Blade Runner, superhuman, basically cannibalism. It gets you super high. I don't know if that's actually been revealed in the game. It was the only thing I read in there that didn't sound familiar at all. It said there's some character whose face is all fucked up, and it's a symptom of eating Realians. Virgil said he ate them, but he didn't go into detail. Okay. Weird. That's some dark shit right there. The setting is pretty dark, as most hard sci-fi is. Don't let the cute lolly maid girl and the Cosmos outfit fool you. Pretty violent too. I think that the Western version is censored, is it? I don't remember if we talked about that. There's some sequences that were way bloodier in the Japanese. Virgil was the guy Cosmos killed because statistical probability said it was the best option. Gotcha. I still feel like a lot of people, just because they look human, would be hesitant to like eat their flesh. Email for Shion. Okay. High quality graphics, realistic sound, the newly converted game system, all an entirely new game within the Ace Combat series. That's an actual series, isn't it? All the meteor throws the military balance on the continent of Erusia into chaos, 2 hours battle in the sky, 3D flight shooting game. Ace Combat 4, Shattered Skies. Is that an actual Namco ad for another game inside the game? I've heard a lot of the Ace Combat soundtrack. It pops up on Rainwave a lot. It sounds really cool. I've never played any of the Ace Combat games, though. No idea what they're like. This is your companion. Okay. This is where we saved the game earlier. Already talked to these people. Already went to the game room. What kind of games are Ace Combat? Are they like rail shooters? Really tired. I'll call it a day. Okay, we know where we're supposed to go to progress. I'm actually going to go to the casino real fast. I think I'll have some more fun. What a Rio thing to say. Is it like a dogfighting game? I've always been curious how video gamey they are. So it's not something like Ikaruga Bullet Hell, where the map is constantly scrolling. Alright. Guy's gotta chill out with his smoking area. No, we already talked to you. No, I'm good. A problem with a policewoman being here? You have to gamble a little in your life. I disagree. Casino passport. What does that do? A key item, presumably? Assuming one exists. Special items. Casino passport. Use this at EVS to play at a casino. Okay. EVS, I think, are the save points. I forget what that stands for. Always doing something wrong. Yeah, this is the EVS. It confirmed to save. And try doing this casino thing. Environmental simulator, database, plugin module. This is kind of cool. The environmental simulator lets you revisit maps that you've already been to and fight the enemies and presumably collect the treasures there in case you miss stuff. So I think it might be true that you can't, there aren't any permanent missables in this game, but I'm not 100% sure. These combat series would be like if Kojima made airplane sims. Wow. It says a lot. I don't know how I'm supposed to pull up the casino here. I'll try one more time. So I should be able to do it at the EVS. Not on the list, though. I might have to equip it to use it. Let me try that. Go in my inventory here. Oh, I have to use it for my inventory while standing here. Holy shit. Oh god. Alright, let's not stress about that too much. I'll do it once. For fun. Oh man, my grandma used to have one of these. Got a one pair. Sure, why not? What am I doing? I'm suddenly not playing poker anymore, am I? I'm guessing what the next card is gonna be. Okay. Level 4 poker. Pair, sure. Low. Son of a bitch! One more try. The game wouldn't be complete without anime poker. Try the slot machines. Any slots, I've got a system. The system is to not play slot machines. And especially if you're gonna play them, don't max bet. Like a curry option? Alright. I'm good. Let's get out of here. It is now a poker stream. I love how I have to access that from a key item in my inventory. Like, what else can I do from here? Wait, I've had a card passport this whole time? Hold on. No shit. Wow, look at all the shit in this game. I'm not fucking with that. That's interesting to know. Play penny slots to get free drinks and just bid middle line only. That's the right way to do it. Play a drill game. Yeah, that's right, Six Gun. That is a good system. What the fuck is... This game is weird sometimes, man. It's like super serious. Welcome to the Driller game. I'm just gonna try it and see what happens, and we'll get the hell out of here. Apparently I unlocked these a long time ago and never tried them. I just picked up a passport. Didn't see it in the EVS. Oh, it's a crane game. With no sound. Good! Alright. Nice. I know, right, Ikubo? Pay your balance off every month on the credit card. How many items that come out because it clear away before the next game? Okay. Antidote. I don't think I had to spend anything to do this, did I? No. Alright, well, that's a thing. And there's a bunch of weird people here. So I can just sell shit to this guy? Alright, let's move on. Yeah, I basically put everything on a single credit card, pay it off each month as though it was just cash, and then just get the reward points. Yeah, I don't know if you can just sit there and farm items for free. It might be kind of nice to have that as an option, though, if we're like at a save point and we're out of... Because I've worried about running out of consumables before, since they're not trivial to farm. I don't think enemies really drop frequently in this game. Alright, well that's the thing. I can play poker and a weird drill game. And Little Master's with us, we all brace ourselves. Go vending machines. All the work here is tough for a normal person. The principal crew members all have special abilities. I think it's called psychokinesis or telepathy. Right, because the Life Recycling Act allowed them to basically do genetic experiments on people to give them superpowers like telekinesis. I think that Cherenkov is one of the only people we met like that, because it kind of drives you bonkers if you do it too much. It's a shop, which I don't think I need anything, question mark. I'm not able to trivially compare the stats on gear, am I? I also don't have a ton of money anyway. Space use helmet. Yeah, I don't think I have an easy way to see. I can buy cards for the crazy card game that's in this. Maybe I'll come back to that shop later when I have a full party with me to see what they can and can't equip. I really feel like being able to see how each piece of gear compares to what you currently have equipped is a really critical quality of life function. Like, the thought of manually looking in her inventory sounds pretty miserable. Shock blade, fiber suit, lightning coat. Guess I could try buying... Oh, she's got tons of things I can equip here. Let's give her the scope. It's very Chrono Trigger. Alright. Let's go progress the game. Screw you, aquarium. Would you like to register for the Shelley and Mary fan club? That's creepy, dude. I think that upgrade thing I just picked up is a stat boost? Yeah. I gotta save these, though. I mean, plus 10 ether points is pretty good. I've clearly been saving these for a while, given that she only has 30 total. How's she doing on skill points? The skill system in this game is pretty cool. I really like extracting skills from items. It's very, Final Fantasy IX. So, like, this thing prevents slow when it's equipped, and I can take that off of it. It's also like, Lost Odyssey is the same. Only have so many of those equipped. She's currently... Oh, the reason she doesn't have the scope equipped is because I have that set as one of her skills already, right? Yeah, okay. Gotcha. I could try extracting a different thing, but it costs skill points to do that. Alright, well I can change her shit out later when I get new accessories. I might actually swing back by that shop and see if they sell any accessories that I don't already have. I think it at least shows me what I already have in my inventory if it doesn't give me the further information I need. Yo. I want to make sure we had at least one of all these things, which I think we're good on. Rider gloves. I could just go with the... Try to have one of every weapon in the game, or every item in the game. Oh, it's riding gloves for lowercase c chaos. Battle gear. we'll try to base it on whether we have stock space for it or not. Don't have sniper goggles. Now that I remember that this is important, I think I might already have Snake Hunter. This is bullets for Junior. These are ammo. I don't think we've had to worry too much about ammo in the past. Alright, let me see what I can equip from among that, and then we'll go progress the game. We'll look at her tech points soon, too. That's the ammo. Okay, so it's not consumable, it's just a single slot. This makes it so she slows mechanical enemies. There's biological enemies, mechanical enemies, and Gnosis, I think, are the three kinds. Ah, that's right. These don't take up separate slots. So her lightning coat. Battle gear is an upgrade. Reduces beam damage. I'd rather have the higher physical defense. I think that's where she gets most of her damage. Get even more defense from the protector. Ooh, I like the idea of increasing my max EP. Can I learn that as a skill? No, but I could... Maybe it's because she has it equipped that it won't let me extract it. I think she's compensating. Yeah, right. How about her tech points? She has 212 tech points. I think we mostly wanted to use tech points not to up her stats, but to up her skills. Yeah, that was it. Save up for Spell Ray, since we've invested the most in it. The level is how much we've spent so far. Okay. Cool, cool. I'm happy with that for now. Maybe take the other characters here for more loot later. Gonna check all the way on the western edge of this hall, and then we're gonna go grass the plot. Already blew those up. That was a dead end. I'm gonna blow up any of that shit, because I already did. Surgically attached a giant metal rectangle to her arm. Not quite. Oh, it must be one more down. It's the one with the lady in the same hallway with it, right? Yeah, it's like her special super gun. She has a gun. Cosmos has a sword and a gun, I think. Chaos with a lowercase c has a... I think he just punches people. He's like Tifa. Does that make sense? Momo has a rod, and was Ziggurat, does he use a gun? Ziggurat 8? I know he goes by Ziggy, but it's the most... Like, Ziggurat 8 is the kind of name that they're parodying in Barkley Shut Up and Jam. Let's call it a day. Hey, cutscene. Cool Lotus Flower space station.
So that's the Kukai Foundation.
Is this the meaning of
They
Kukai
sure know how
Foundation?
to spend their money.
I can't wait to see
This
the
is
world
a
turn into a
pre-rendered
skyscraper.
cutscene. It's not an engine.
What?
That artifacting.
We're going to dock just like this?
This ship's supposedly one of the most famous landmarks in the Foundation. I saw it in a travel guide on the Elsa.
Oh, really? I'd never know. I don't check out vacation guides very often.
Oh, look! We're docking!
It's eating! It's a pretty cool docking shot. I know, right? This game's pretty anime. I'm surprised it didn't just get made into an anime. It's a problem with the Xeno devs. They're very aggressive, very ambitious. Yeah, this place is really cool looking. The style of docking is so cool too. It's a cool shot. Does the anime finish the story?
Wow!
Wow.
Wow.
New Year's Eve is the best time to visit. The evening metropolis is quite a sight to behold with all her lights.
Guinan Kukai, the managing director of the Kukai Foundation.
Is that like Junior's dad? Okay, he's supposed to look like Junior.
What was that?
Nothing. Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Kukai Foundation.
Maybe Junior's like a. There you go. Yeah, because Junior has a 666 in his hand.
I heard about your situation.
Maybe Junior's like a clone of
Chaos
him.
and chaos.
They talk about cloning a lot in this setting.
Right.
That'd be cool. It would explain why he's such a badass when he's like 10.
Enjoy your stay.
He sounds like
What's
Hubert,
wrong with me?
Futurama.
Acting so rudely towards someone I just met.
Talking to yourself is weird too, Shion.
I've received word from Yuri Mizrahi of the Contact Subcommittee. We'll make sure you get to Miltia safely.
From Mommy?
Right. She told me to take good care of you.
So Mizrahi's wife is still alive
Well,
and
she seems
presumably
pretty
not
busy.
evil.
Oh, I see.
I think Dr. Mizrahi's dead. I don't know if they've told us.
Mommy ever want to see me?
I'll let you know as soon as I hear from her again.
All right. Thank you very much.
I think this guy and Junior are all clones of the same person, that's my guess. Ziggy met her.
No, it can't be.
She wasn't with Utik, was she? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better, Johan. Sleep well. Oh, she's the one that sent him on the mission. Okay, thank you.
That android Cosmos, she's got an incredible amount of potential, you know. There's no way she's just a prototype. I'm also concerned about how she resonated with the emulators.
Right,
The
she
Hilbert
did that
effect.
to... Hilbert
I
effect
heard
is the
they
thing she
lost
does
the
that makes the
artifact,
Gnosis turn
but it looks
corporeal.
like there's more to this than it seems. And don't forget about her engineer. What was her name? Shion? I think she might be onto us. And our powers.
No way. She's just an ordinary human.
She might not be as ordinary as you think.
I doubt it. She seems normal enough to me. I guess it's possible, though. After all, she's involved in the highest classified part of that project. The same one Helmer's involved in.
He has those Jenko zipper jeans where you can unzip the bottom and turn them into jorts.
Zohar
And he
project.
keeps the zipper half unzipped to show off his bare knees.
Listen. Why don't we lay off the Mizrahi talk for a while?
Concerned about that Momo girl.
Don't look at me like that. You think she likes being called the child of a madman? After all, we were both there when Mizrahi finally met his end.
Okay, so
We
he
saw
is
what
dead.
happened. You know that girl's a Realian. Her memory might be imprinted with something.
So you're saying that
Oh,
she
okay.
holds with Mizrahi is a false one.
I don't know. That's why I want you to lay off when you're around her. At least for now, anyway.
If you're that
Interesting.
concerned about her, why don't you invite her down to the beach? I'm sure it'll help take her mind off of things.
Man, I told you, it's not like that.
Gross. They're trying to ship 12-year-old Realian android thing with 12-year-old potential clone
What's this?
thing. I guess at least they're both 12, so anime points.
Man, it's a stainless steel finished Makalov! With the original box and everything!
I won it at a Lion's Heart auction. It was part of their antique weapons collection.
Is that a real
This isn't
gun?
like you. You're up to something.
Makarov?
Not at all. I just thought I'd reward you for all the hard work you've done for us recently. Have I gone too far? Don't go shooting that thing all over the place. Remember, you're older than I am. Try to act like it once in a while, all right?
Alright, so... Yeah, I guess he's 666 and he's 699. That's super weird. I think they're both clones, though. The casual age drop. Now they just gotta do it with Momo, right? She's actually 1,000-year-old reality.
It's open.
Oh, okay.
Chief, we better get
So
going
starting
soon.
pistol from Stalker.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
It's basically a
It's just
fucking
me.
countdown in
You've been
anime
acting
for
gloomy ever since we boarded this ship.
Hmm?
kid characters
No,
to be older than they
really,
appear.
it's
It's
nothing.
frustrating.
What? You really think I'm acting like that?
Yep. No doubt
There you
about
go,
it.
Rish.
See? Just like that.
Oh, I just have a lot on my mind. I'm sure that's all it is.
Are you sure? If something's bothering you, I'd be more than happy to listen.
Hey, Shion! Let's go out and play!
Hmm?
I'll wait for you over at the shuttle launch, so hurry, okay? See you there!
Weird thing to say. Alright. Thanks, Alan. Make sure you come too. Okay. Launchpad. I feel like they add these to make sure that you can save in between cutscenes, which I should probably do. Was that shuttle? Was it the dock? I think it was, not the hangar. I think it was the dock. Because the dock you could go east to go to Elsa, and then the other thing was blocked off. Junior sister as fuck. Wait, what's the Chad meme? Chad Jr. Let's go. I feel better playing this game after putting that recap together. I kind of know what the hell's going on. It's really easy to get lost. The game's actually pretty good. Like, it's not... It has really, really long cutscenes, but it doesn't have really long unnecessary cutscenes, if that makes sense. It's not like Persona, where it can talk for fucking 3 hours about nothing of substance. It's just there's a lot of lore. So it's hard to keep track of all the names and locations. Yo. It's like Game of Thrones in space. Yeah. A lot happens during cutscenes. We learn new facts. There's minimal, just like pointless digging around. There's just a lot of cutscenes. Thanks. All about shops and restaurants. Yeah, let's do it. Can't dick around during cutscenes. Yeah, I mean, every game doesn't have to have, like... I don't know. It's one of those rules, like with movies, that you need to be able to argue why you have every scene. And, of course, there's a fucking beach scene in this game. Why did I not... They just even mentioned it. I didn't think about it happening. God damn it. In a movie, you need to argue your reason for including every scene, and a valid reason is character development. There's a graphics update in the second game? Or none?
Shion, would you laugh at me if I told you that I think she has a heart?
I think this is Kevin.
Showing emotional behavior.
Her friend who died when Cosmos went all nutty. Good night, Kai Mom.
Of course.
Sleep well.
Almost like a tiny little pulse.
Really? We should definitely keep an eye on that. Cosmos' elemental data structure duplicates that of the human brain. So something
Different
like
artist
that is
entirely.
certainly not
Guess let me look it up.
question.
This one, the art is very stereotypical space anime.
She was
Oh shit, you're not
empathizing with
kidding.
Momo back there.
Wow, yeah, that is really
I wonder
different.
what her subconscious waves were like.
I think I prefer the style in the
Oh,
second
well.
game.
Nothing here at all.
Well, what's the matter, Chief? You didn't come down to the beach just to stare at a screen all day, did you?
Come on, Shion. Why don't you come and play with us?
Sorry. In a bit.
Are you working on Cosmos? It must be really tough.
Ah, Cosmos. She's got a lot of black box areas that even we...
You know, this is actually a pretty tasteful beach scene. It's still a beach scene,
Black box?
Yeah.
but it's
We're
like, it makes sense. They're on shore
painstakingly
leave.
analyzing it bit by bit so that we can recreate her original form again. The only
They're
person
still
who
doing
knew
lore
everything
here.
about
It's not
Cosmos
just
was
sticking
Kevin.
around. Put away your
Say,
PS1
Alan,
controller.
Do you think Guinan and Junior are father and son?
The
They look
cinematography is
too
better
far
in the first
apart
one.
in age to be
I like the
brothers.
cinematography in this game.
I've heard rumors here and there. Some say Guinan cloned himself, while others say Junior's his illegitimate son, or...
I don't think he's
I bet they're all
clone.
clones because they all have
Their
the numbers.
genome arrays are a little too different for that.
Wow. You can actually see that, Momo?
I'm an observational realian. They're more than just siblings, or father and son.
Her head is so
But at the
fucked up
same
looking.
time, they're not identical either.
She'd look fine if
Is
she
that
was
sort of
flat.
Possible? Their DNA only has to differ by 0.1% to make them different people, right?
Hey, who's an illegitimate son?
Man, this beach is really great. It doesn't feel artificial at all.
It's our latest product. You can even change the weather. You can't have blue skies all the time, right?
It's cute.
I hate thunder.
Shion.
She's like Riku.
I'm sorry. I just really hate thunder.
Shion.
Right on.
Representative Helmer, busy as always, I see.
Well, hello, Negredo. How are things going?
I don't really care for that name.
My apologies. I'm still not accustomed to calling you Guinan. So, how can I help you?
He must be a
We're
clone.
currently headed your way, and we're carrying an unusual package. So I thought it best to inform you.
Oh?
We secured it from an unexpected source. The Federation cruiser Woglinde. It's an emulator.
The 12th one. That matches the UTIC records.
Right. There's no question that it's responsible for the planetary disappearance.
Oh, I guess we must have recovered it
More,
from the
that's all
cathedral ship at the end
aside
of the
from
previous
original,
mission.
of course.
I didn't realize that we had
That's
captured
very
it.
impossible.
That would explain
Now that the
why
only
Junior
man
was
who could
there.
create them is no longer alive.
It's
Sure
Rahi.
enough.
And one more thing. We have the Contact Subcommittee's 100 series prototype.
How did that wind up in your hands?
One of our passenger freighters
Talking
rescued
about
here 76 hours
Momo.
ago.
Is the ability to attract that sort of coincidence another one of your special powers?
It's a good question.
Not a coincidence, but a probability, as a certain acquaintance might say. Anyway,
Star
I'm
Warsian
concerned with what
level
the UTIC
coincidence,
organization
galactic
is up to.
coincidence.
You may want to step up your precautions.
I'll see what I can sniff out from the UMN Administration Bureau. We can
UTIC are the bad
large-scale
guys. They
big
were
jumps from there.
founded after Dr. Mizrahi's
Excellent
experiments went
idea.
away.
Assuming they have no emulators in their possession. The odds are that they'll go after the original sealed on Old Milsha.
That's the OGs, the actual Zohar, not the
Not to
emulator.
mention,
Voodoo.
I don't know what their ultimate goal is. But we can't allow that thing to reawaken again, no matter what.
The fuck is that?
Understood. We'll prepare for your arrival. I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
Maybe that's the, like, Gnosis. Didn't have enough acronyms. UTIC are the bad guys, yeah. Maybe also check on Cosmos. Yeah, it's like one of the only beach scenes I've seen in a JRPG that wasn't like completely gratuitous. Like it fit into the story, it was fine. Wasn't irrelevant. It didn't spend the whole scene with gratuitous shots in any of the characters. No characters were commenting on it. They're just like, yeah, we're just on shore leave. Granted, it probably didn't need to exist. Probably was mostly just an excuse to get them in their skivvies, but that's an example of it handled well, I feel like. It's also a cool opportunity to introduce the technology in the universe and to establish Shion's fear of thunder, which should pay off later, I think. I don't think there's anything here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Plot happened. It wasn't adjacent or perpendicular to the plot, as beach scenes usually go. I didn't get to see Ziggy in swimsuit. He's mostly robots. Whoa! The ship has like a custom little world map on it. That's pretty wild. Hold on. So we're just establishing how big this thing is. Eggs, Part Shop, and Foundation Robot Academy. Sure, let's check that out. Oh no. Can I warp in this game? Uh-oh. Okay, I'm stuck. When I zoned into this map, I can't move. Guess I could skip cutscenes if it lets me. Don't remember if you can skip cutscenes in this game or not. This is why we save frequently. There's no skipping? Shit. No! Oh, that's the worst. I have no way to warp. I'm just stuck at the top of the screen here. Spam buttons, but nothing happens. Can't get back out. Maybe that NPC can get close enough to me. Alright. Well, I think we have to watch the cutscene again. That's a bummer, man. don't think if there's anything else I can try. If only I could do the UNM from anywhere and not from a save point. I could warp there and then work back. So I'll have to watch the beast scene again. Just make sure there's nothing else I can go to with my character here. That is a bummer. It's really just the mail plugin, which doesn't do anything special. Yeah, I don't think I have anything I can do to fix it. Oh, alright. That's a bummer, man. Go watch the beach scene again. I guess I'll try to find a save point right away, just in case that happens. I don't have to watch duplicate cutscenes. I don't think it's too bad of a time loss, but it's still a bummer. Yeah, it's a really weird glitch. I'm really glad, like, I made the decision and I was like, oh, I don't need to save. Like, no, I should probably save. I think I already did the thing where I went to sleep, right? And I saved on the way back downstairs. I don't think there's been a re-release. There was some talk of Namco doing one, right? After Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I would like to see them add a cutscene skip feature. It's pretty brutal if you, like, die in a battle. It's like the Xenosaga scene in Final Fantasy X, right? It's a really, really cool scene. Not so cool after you've died to Xenosaga twice. Did they do well in Japan? Go and enjoy yourselves. Okay. Now we're gonna have to see all this stuff with Clone Guy 699. I think it's actually about a 20-minute scene, unfortunately. Oh well. Glitches happen sometimes. Oh, there is a skip. Oh boy. We might be okay. Maybe there's certain sequences that can't be skipped. Maybe the in-engine ones don't work. Wow, I'm surprised they even reduced it to 3 instead of just sticking at 0. Yay, cutscene skips. I was really worried. No, I'm pleasantly surprised now. Well, I guess you can't skip in-engine sequences, right? Of which there are quite a few. But those were all pre-rendered. So we lucked out that it was a really long pre-rendered sequence. They had to compress it a lot. Yeah, it may have been a scene like this, Yukupo, where it's just an engine. Okay. Let's go try to find a save point. Would be pretty swell. Let's not go straight to the robot place this time. Launchpad. It's the way to get out of here. Now you can see the Durandal. How do you pronounce it? It's a word I've read often, but haven't ever heard out loud. I think they may have said it in this game earlier and I forgot. Famous sword, right? Looking for a save point. Save point high priority, yeah. Blow this up while you're using it. Trap to stop the enemy's skills. Types effective against poison skills. Okay, so we're totally gonna have a combat out here later, is what they're telling me. I know it's Roland's sword. Is it Durandal or Durandal? Touch that safe. Check your shop soon. I just gotta find a save point in case we get another. Hey, the long search is over. Should just add that as a sound effect if I ever get around to updating sound effects. Kind of like this game's lack of ambient music in most sequences. There's like dungeon music, but when you're on stations and stuff, there's not so much. Nothing worthwhile being sold here. Alright, he's got some stuff. Tent. Let's see if these are better for Momo and Chaos. I should have one of every, what do you call it, accessory in the game, so we can learn stuff from them. Armor failure against mechanical enemies. Power loss against mechanical enemies. Physical. Let's do physical defense down against Bio and Gnosis. That sounds awesome. We can afford it too. It has most of the same stuff as the other shop. So Junior's gun is. So I can't see. Oh, he already has it equipped. I see. Platinum Rod, physical attack 7. Rider gloves, physical attack 7. There's Longinus. And Gungnir. Odin's Spear. Two off the top of my head. Fence down. Check out Chaos. What's your deal? Space Gloves. Physical attack 3. So it is an upgrade for Chaos. Battle Rod. Physical attack 3. It is an upgrade for him. Sweet. Yeah, it's got kind of a cool ambient noise, like the sound of a station running. It might be too quiet to hear on stream because I have the volume turned down. But it's still pretty neat. He already has the Rook equipped, so I don't need to get him another one of those. Cosmos Armor might be an upgrade for her. Should probably get it just to make sure. Because I don't already have one. That's probably an upgrade for Ziggy. There's a party member in this game. His name is Ziggurat8. That's outstanding. Alright. Characters, Chaos, Equip, Space Gloves, Rider Gloves makes more sense, right? Because video games. Momo, Platinum Rod. Oh, the fiber suit's better. Okay. So she might actually want the battle gear ultimately. I won't worry about it too much for now. Prevents ether attack down, prevents poison. Ziggy, my man. That is a sizable upgrade. I'm glad I bought it. I think we can only extract stuff that's not currently equipped, but I'm not super duper clear on that. Let me check Xion again. Hold on. Silver Crown was the thing that I wanted to extract. I just want to see if I can do it real fast. Skills, Xion, extract. Yeah, I do have to unequip it. Gross. Alright. Ugh. The inventory management in this game, I hope, is improved in Xenosaga 2. It just needs a lot of quality of life stuff, like shops letting you know whether the thing you're buying is an improvement, being able to extract stuff that's currently equipped, that sort of thing. It's not an absolute deal breaker. Scrounging for trash, I'm recycling. Guinan has a love child. This kid doesn't age at all. He's totally a clone. I guess he could be a robot. Could be a Realian or something. They're leaving that as a mystery. Statues of self-professed acquaintance of a classmate that lived next door to the second cousin of Director Guinan who built this town. Alright. Everyone hits the head on the ladder that's lowered from above. Bakery Smile. A bunch of Pac-Mans. Baker's really odd. He's never shown himself in public, and there are very few people who have ever seen the Baker. Okay, not a real shop. Oh, calm down, Johnny. Creeping on the bakery girl. The man sneaking around the bakery is one of King's men. His name is Johnny. He thinks he's King's right-hand man. Huh. Who King is. Yo. Dry cleaning. Colony skyscraper called the Durant. Oh. I didn't realize it. That's really neat. So the Durandal is normally just a skyscraper when it's docked. That's a really cool sci-fi idea. It can fly away. It's not the sort of shop that tourists visit. I think I will. The final boss is going to be in your dry cleaning shop, lady. Wow, they went to the trouble of, like, rendering this whole place? Ruin your house. Okay, so those are doors that we can open later by discovering the addresses. I saw it docking, but I was under the impression that other things could dock there too. It wasn't exclusive to the Durandal. Just commenting on how that's a cool concept. Having to plan your vacation and when a ship is docked or not. There's no switch behind me. There's totally a switch behind you. Jerk. What the hell is this guy doing? What was that all about? Alright. Mr. King scared you. Nothing more frightening than the way he changes when he talks to cats. Tech upgrade. What the fuck? You're not going to destroy me? You're talking to me? You wouldn't have to be Tom's friend, would you? Friend of Tom's is a friend of mine. How is Tom? I'll tell you something interesting. What kind of story would you like to hear? The great story. Durandal's observation room, there's a segment key on the ground shaded by a potted tree. You need to look very carefully for it. This game... Specific enemies sometimes have segment keys too. You get a lot out of reading your email often. I know, right? The main story is, like, incredibly serious. I'm gonna destroy this guy's car. That would be super mean. Why does they even give me the option? Made in heaven. King loves cats. He loves cats so much, he'd easily give up the life of one of his underlings for a cat. Can loot a cat and bring it back here. Yo. Oh, I see where I am now. Right on. Cool. First time with the Foundation. Foundation can move around. That's not a shock. It's a space station. Oh. This is Master King's exclusive deal-making area. Okay, I understand. So we have to find a cat to bring to Master King to get to the switch that's behind him. I'm guessing it's the latter. I appreciate games that let you do that. Make it so you don't really have missables. I kind of like when a story arises from mechanical requirements. It's one of those things that kind of happens in movies and books. Like sometimes a scene will be shot a certain way due to budget constraints. Like the first Deadpool movie, they're supposed to have a big shootout, but they ran out of money, so Deadpool forgets his duffel bag full of guns. It's kind of cool that that wasn't actually intended. Or in, like, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, apparently they totally rewrote the character of Algis Snow, Russell Brand's character, because Russell Brand auditioned for it, and they're like, okay, we originally wanted this to be a Hugh Grant type of character, but let's change it. Why would they... Does he, like, come in here later, maybe? Didn't see anything in the room. There's a room that I can't really get into anyway, right? Maybe it's just hinting that there's another way to get into that room. I've never beaten Xenogears. I started it a couple times. It was one of the first games I ever played that was really obvious to me that it was unfinished when I started it. It's not very polished. Sweet soundtrack though, I love my Yasunori Mitsuda. Should play it on stream at some point. It's another game where they were really aggressive with what they wanted to do with it, and then it didn't really get finished. Huh. Hey Retro, how you doing? Lowers the ladder. Okay. What I thought. Maybe I can come at that from the other direction. Let's see. No, I only really play video games when I stream them, so I won't be buying God of War until it ends up on the voting spreadsheet or subblock. Heard it's really good though. It's universal praise. I have to conserve all my blind playthroughs. You know? Oh, there's the other switch I gotta get to somehow. How the hell do you get down there? The new God of War did, yeah. You may have. The Norse one? Oh, that's cute. I like some of the secrets in this game. I destroyed your wall. I wonder how much I can and can't do while I'm here right now. Oh, it's not quite out yet? Right on. Alright, so we want to get into the central room here. Don't think we can. I also don't think we can get to the thing I was trying to reach earlier, you know? The door already reflects is open. I guess it's just letting me know that there's a room in there if I didn't notice it from outside. If we go down this way and can sneak under it. And you can see that some of my early playthroughs were non-blind games, and did that a little bit with, I guess, Final Fantasy IV, for example. Moving through that at a pretty brisk pace. And Kingdom Hearts. I've had people directly come into chat and tell me, like, I would enjoy watching this, except it wasn't blind, so now I don't care. Go. Bummer. Let me go save again. I guess I didn't really make a ton of progress in that central town area, but... I think the central town is where the shop was, wasn't it? Alright. Just hopefully we don't get stuck. I'm gonna make sure I save immediately before going to the robot area. It's like a fairy tale castle. It is pretty sweet. It's a really cool set piece. I feel like a lot of creative juices in games like this start with a set piece, right? I certainly do a lot of things set piece first in D&D stories. And then fill in the details later. Let's save first, how about? Now, the beach center, there's nothing there. We can't go to the main tower. So I think we're just supposed to leave at this point, but I do want to check out the robot shop. Let me just save first so I don't have to reload the game. Email for Shion. What is it? Hey, it's the picture that he took. Oh my god, Alan was creeping on me? Okay. This fucking game, man. Although it does give you the opportunity to destroy it immediately if you want to. This is a save point, right? Yeah, that's a ticket. Nice. Alright, now we can go to the robot shop and hopefully not get soft-locked again. But the last one wasn't so bad because we were able to skip all those cutscenes, so it was only like a 5-minute loss. Did I stop in the Iron Man? I don't remember if I did. I did not. Is it a bar? You're a man, become a strong man like me. The old person model is kind of goofy looking. Iron 3. Alright. There's people eating at tables. Piano's broken, so it doesn't make a sound. She's sitting there. That's gotta be a... We wanted her to be playing music in here, and then we didn't have the budget for it or something. Remind me, who's the composer for Xenosaga Episode 1? It's not Mitsuda, right? Combat music kind of reminds me of Tactics. It is Mitsuda? Oh, sweet. Maybe they just had a limited soundtrack from him. Curious whether it was an executive decision to not have BGM in most of the areas of the game. Or if it was just a necessity. Oh, it happened again! Holy shit. Well, I'm glad we just saved. I'll give it one more try since we just saved, and we'll see what happens. I might Google it. I'm trying to think what would cause that, you know? Figure out what the name of that space is. Alright, that X button is confirmed on this menu. Xenosaga Episode 1, stuck, AWS. Stuck's not a good word to use to have a specific info in this game. It's easy to get stuck in the story. You're kind to say so, Retro. I am playing on PS3. Maybe it's a known. I've never had console compatibility issues before we did Ratchet and Clank. As far as I knew, it was fine. Double check it here. Blade. Xenosaga Episode 1. That might be it, the fact that it happened in exactly the same way, though. Hopefully there's nothing plot important in there. I mean, I guess I could... I have a PS2. I could go there on the PS2. It just doesn't have an HDMI port. We need to start thinking about a solution for PS2 game on PS3 compatibility issues. Alright, so the name of the area is AGWS Part Shop. I'm stuck. Problems playing on a PS3. Tried entering the AGWS part shop and Shiana's stuck and can't move. Just leaves for running application. Seems to be a problem for the 80 GB. Happens on PS3, it's not the game, it's the system. If you transfer save to a PS2 memory card and continue to PS2, it'll be fine. Apparently it's the only problem in the whole game. We're not using the eggs, so it's not a big deal. So long as we don't have to go there for story reasons, we can just consider it off limits and be okay, I think. And I could always, worst case scenario, transfer the save to a PS2, go through the area on the PS2 save, and then switch back to the PS3. That's really weird, though. Wow. I wonder what it is about the PS3 that causes that problem. Super weird. Alright, well, fingers crossed that it doesn't force us to go there later. I might need to try to find a permanent solution to maybe play PS2 games on a PS2, even if the quality will be a little bit worse on stream. Now, that's 2 in a row. This is the last PS2 on PS3 game we tried was Ratchet and Clank, which is like basically unplayable. Apparently, it's only an issue on the 80 gigabyte model. It's fine on the 60 gigabyte model. So maybe that's what I could do, is I could get a different backwards compatible PS3. Probably have to spend a bunch of money on it. Oh my god. Maybe not. The 60 gigabyte backwards compatible one ships for $1,900. I know, right? Even weirder. Apparently the 60 gigabyte is also fine with Ratchet and Clank. So who knows? I think we're actually supposed to go to the Elsa. Which is this way. They do, but they look pretty terrible. And there's a lot of graphical glitches that can happen with them. I have one right now. When I mean really bad, I mean like the colors get all stretched out, where that you'll have like a big line with one color. $599 US was overpriced after all. No kidding. All right, well I'll start working on that for the next Xenosaga session. Like I said, hopefully we're not forced to go in there. Hey, this is the UTIC headquarters. The bad guys.
Not even 3% of the required levels.
In other words, you're saying it's impossible.
This guy is Margulis, which is totally not a bad guy's name.
It's doubtful whether we can even find it. I've told you repeatedly that the emulators were mere supplements. You're the one who ignored that. Because of you, we've lost a valuable asset. I've done what I can with what we have, but it's not going to make much difference.
Framemeister? These things are pretty crazy expensive, right?
Without the original.
So, have you finally come to acknowledge that lunatic's work?
I'm just being objective. No one in the universe is as knowledgeable in this field as he was.
That's about what we raised in the
We can't keep our commander waiting any longer. We'll proceed with Plan 401.
Plan 401.
It's about what we raised during the April Fool's stream, so.
That Helmer's protege is babysitting. Not only does it contain the entire record of Mizrahi's research, but the access code for the UMN transfer column to the
Scarts, what does it have?
also resides in it. Treat it too roughly, and you'll lose everything.
I'm well aware of the importance of Milsha and the Y data. That's why I'm using him.
I do not like him. His eyes share the same look as Mizrahi's.
The same as yours.
Well, I'll be waiting for the good news.
The Y data is the thing that's presumably in Momo, right? Yeah, we gotta have all these nouns.
Secure a channel to our commander. I want to report this and discuss our plans for manipulating the committee.
His parents really pushed him into villainy with a name like Margulis.
I see. So what do you want me to do?
The situation is proceeding as planned. Don't interfere with it for now.
I might do the Framemeister mini. Thanks, Namaku. Double check what the inputs are.
Will simply hand it over. If the situation warrants, we may have to use the Song of Nephilim.
What Song of Nephilim? The hell is that?
With a passion.
I'm just saying even your toys have their uses.
Then why don't you join me? We can enjoy the show together.
Thanks,
That guy's totally not a bad guy,
I don't
too.
share your perverse taste in hobbies.
Yeah, right, you gutless bastard.
Albedo. A URTV. A monster born of life recycling. There are plenty of mentally unstable life recycling variants out there. Just as Cherenkov was one of them. If he starts getting impatient and moves on his own...
You needn't worry about that. Time means nothing to him. The only thing that interests him is that Realian.
Are you really going to use the Song of Nephilim?
We should really make something for proper noun drop. Song of Nephilim. Why data?
Pellegrini. Have you ever heard it?
And the Nephilim are the children of angels and human women in the Old Testament.
Unto madness.
They really like Judeo-Christian stuff in this game. Basically, before Noah's Ark, angels were really attracted to human women, so they came to Earth and they banged them, and they made these giant heroes called the Nephilim. And then God was like, yeah, maybe people shouldn't live to be like 1,000 anymore. Because super old, hot human chicks are attractive to angels.
Chief, is something wrong?
Huh? Oh no, it's nothing. How's that, Cosmos?
Fine. There are no problems. Please continue.
And once again, it's nothing.
We will soon be entering the Miltian star system. We will be entering orbit at 1400 hours local time. Second Miltia Spaceport Flight Control, transmitting flight plan, requesting permission to dock.
I can get my save at the PS2. I have a little adapter.
Yes?
I can get it onto an actual memory card.
We'll be going our separate
Glad I
ways
bought it.
once we get to Second Miltia, right?
Yes?
I don't know if Realians believe in carrying charms or not, but... Here, take this. It's for luck.
It's so pretty. What is it?
It's a bullet from a long time ago. Look. It's got a good luck phrase on it. Sayonara, baby.
Thank you. I'll keep it safe.
Oh, wait. Hold on a sec.
Daddy?
There we go. Try it on.
The best good luck phrase.
Wow!
Hey, what the hell was up with that?
Looks like that too? That's wonderful.
It kind of tires me out a bit, though.
I think they mean you can do things like that, too? So he, like, fabricated it? Like, what did he do exactly there? I'm kind of puzzled by what was happening in that scene.
What a strange welcome. Are they escorting us in this time? They're blocking the way? This is no welcome.
He used alchemy?
Confirm photon torpedo detonation in immediate vicinity. We're being surrounded by a fleet of Federation vessels.
Oh, man. Should remind everybody that we've played this game now for 2 hours, and there hasn't been any combat. Which is cool about Xenosaga. Oh, framing the Kukai Foundation?
This was an active rebellion orchestrated by the Foundation's creators, the Second Miltian government.
Interesting. So now we're the enemies of the Federation.
Per Article 104, an emergency suspension of the vested rights of Second Miltia's autonomous government.
I'd like to add that the 422nd Fleet from Gedalia has been dispatched to the scene in order to surround and contain both the Kukai Foundation.
No. Having a combat in 2 hours. 3 hours if you include the end of the last session.
The deployment is in accordance with the Federation Emergency Powers Act. It is fully within our powers.
I would think that the Kukai Foundation possessing that level of weaponry is a far greater problem in and of
That
itself.
is kind of a problem. The Kukai Foundation is better armed than the Federation.
But the current situation is a result of letting them have their way for so long. The Zohar belong to the entire Federation. Why should Second Miltia have sole control?
The decision to turn the artifacts of Old Miltia over to an impartial third party was decided by vote 14 years ago.
We're talking about the dangers of it being monopolized by a corporation.
The Kukai Foundation was converted after the completion of the post-war cleanup and their own disarmament. Since taking on their current name and converting to a business, their primary source of income has become entertainment and tourism.
Right, because they're not a military wing anymore. As you know.
You call that disarmed?
It's just enough for self-defense. Think back to the reason the organization was formed. Not only that, we can't ignore their recent achievements against the Gnosis.
Can we be
Somebody's
certain
framing
these
them, I
accusations
think.
aren't merely jealousy on the part of a state that didn't receive post-war government handouts?
How dare you?
I've heard rumors that Miltia was secretly involved not only with the current planetary disappearance case, but also with other recent developments, including the anti-Gnosis Zohar project.
I'd like to hear the contact subcommittee's thoughts on all this. Dr. Mizrahi?
We moved the 100 series Realian to
This
Second
is
Miltia
bad guy Mizrahi's wife.
We're following the protocols.
But I wonder, have you forgotten that it was Miltia that produced the lunatic that summoned the Gnosis and tried to destroy the Federation?
Don't think she forgot that.
With your desire to defend your late husband, but perhaps you are too deeply involved in this situation.
I would not have expected my presence here to be misconstrued in such a manner.
Oh, really? This is just post-war governmental policy.
You will destroy the Federation if you continue!
Jealousy on the part of the state, that's all.
Order! Order! We've just patched in with Representative Helmer. I'd like to hear about the situation from the Second Miltian government. Well, Representative Helmer?
He was just talking to Guinan.
We hereby place the Kukai Foundation under arrest for the suspicion of violating Article 798, Chapter 37,
A lot of people under arrest.
Defense Information, and Article 2153, Chapter 105, Acts of Aggression against
Really bad pre-rendered cutscene artifacting there.
Shut down your engines and relinquish your weapons immediately.
Acts of aggression against Federation vessels?
Furthermore, should the Miltian government allow the Kukai Foundation to dock the Durandal, we will issue a state of emergency notice under Article 2384, Chapter 115, Part 18, Conspiracy to Aid Insurrection.
It looks like they think the Durandal conspired with the Miltian government in an attack on the Federation fleet.
Huh? What Federation fleet?
It's an anime more than a visual novel.
Network news on the sub-monitor. You're not gonna believe this.
Pretty
on the
good,
morning of the 21st, it appears that the 177th Marine Division flagship Woglinde of the Galaxy Federation's Tessadora Division came under attack by a heavily armed ship belonging to the Kukai Foundation.
That's not what happened.
The Woglinde?
That was the ship she started on at the beginning of the game.
I thought the Gnosis attack had been reported already.
The company has been identified as operating in conjunction with the Second Miltian government.
Saying Second Miltia is opposed to the Federation.
Force the Federation Parliament to dispatch.
They did a good job doctoring that video. But how did they synchronize the battle coordinates as well?
Damn!
I don't know, lowercase c chaos.
When we fought the UTIC organization.
Oh, that's the point of that cutscene. Okay.
I see.
I remember that now.
How the absolute coordinates match. I guess that's their indisputable proof. Even I'm starting to think that we did it.
Considering the situation, you don't sound very worried.
In any event, this is confirmation that the remnants of the UTIC organization have infiltrated both the Federation government and the military.
Which means their next target is...
This is such a blatant lie, it's ludicrous. As survivors, if we testify...
They'll just claim that you survived because you were in on the conspiracy.
This is insane. Do you think
Cyborg space fashion.
Headquarters hasn't communicated with us?
Ziggurat 8 is his name. Ziggy is a guy who died and was an organ donor, so because he was an organ donor, the government was like, well, we're gonna revive you as a cyborg. Reanimate your body and use it to send it on missions and shit. But he kind of wants to die. Because he's already dead. It's questions of identity, of whether he's the same person that was resurrected.
I am Captain Lapis Roman of the Galaxy Federation Special Ops Command Headquarters, Intelligence Bureau. I hereby place the ship under custody of the Galaxy Federation. I understand you're from the Woglinde. I'll take you in as witnesses.
She works for Magic the Gathering.
Temporarily confiscated as evidence.
Cosmos.
Here's the 100 series Realian under warrant.
Hey, don't hurt her! Ugh.
Detain them in a single room and watch them carefully.
All of them?
Splitting them up will only serve to underman our guard posts. Investigate as much of the ship as possible before we rendezvous with the others.
Yes, ma'am.
Guinan Kukai, you are hereby under arrest for suspicion of treason against the Galaxy Federation. Come with me.
As you wish.
As you wish. Geez, I wonder how we're gonna get out of this one. The Federation is like 500,000 planets or something.
Too well.
Huh?
The fleet deployment.
I don't know if we'll
came
get to
too
one. We'll
quickly.
see.
They must have been prepared to ensure that Momo would return to them, regardless of what happened. Or perhaps ensnaring Second Miltia was part of their plan from the very beginning.
As a neutral territory, Second Miltia was invested with a whole bunch of rights and legal privileges after the Miltian conflict. There are a whole lot of folks who still have problems with that, even outside of the UTIC organization.
The asteroid where Momo was imprisoned. I wondered where the
UTIC
information
base.
about that place came from. Now it seems like it was all part of the plan from the very beginning.
Do you mean from when Mommy sent you to rescue me?
So I wonder if she's in on it too.
There are UTIC members within the subcommittee itself.
The surviving
Not
Dr.
inconceivable. Perhaps
Mizrahi.
it was the very person who arranged for Momo's rescue, Dr. Yuri Mizrahi herself.
No! Mommy would never do something like that. Alan?
She might.
I,
Her husband was kind of an evil bastard, maybe. Not super clear.
Open it.
$4,000 years in the future cell phone.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Guinan. I'm in a somewhat difficult position myself at the moment, but I'm doing what I can with the Federation Parliament. Now, the woman beside you is Captain Lapis Roman. Several years ago, I sent her to infiltrate the military in order to keep tabs on the UTIC members within it. She is one of my most trusted subordinates.
Always prepared, aren't you?
Okay, he's gonna bail us out. That's why they had the plant scene explaining this guy was his friend.
Records before someone modifies them. Please assist her.
Understood.
I'll give her the Durandal's master key.
Sir, there's an EPR comm from the CEO of Vector.
Vector's the corporation that Shion works for.
All right,
Megacorp.
If you'll excuse me.
I believe the CEO used to be the director of the Federation, so like the president.
It's good to see you again, Representative.
Of course, that's the fucking
Likewise,
CEO.
Mr. Wilhelm. We haven't spoken since you resigned as executive committee director.
I'm well
He looks
aware
like
of the
chaos.
situation.
Sounds
Allow
like
me to
chaos.
make a recommendation to the Parliament as well.
Mr. Wilhelm, you're too kind.
Actually, my concerns have even prompted me to dispatch the Damarung.
which is currently underway to the Milshan system.
Your concerns?
This incident, surely you've realized by now that...
There's no question of the UTIC organization's involvement in it.
Exactly. Given that, it can only
At least
mean
he
they're
knows what's
after
going
one
on.
thing. The original Zohar in stasis on Milsha, and...
Udu.
I don't know what Udu is. I'm guessing it's like the Gnosis. The OG Zohar. The one that was found on Earth.
I believe
The
our
opening
firm's
cutscene.
Cosmos and its related staff are currently in your care.
I apologize, Mr. Wilhelm. I'm afraid the link between the Kukai Foundation and the Second Milshan government is...
Ah, of course. Then please pass a message on to Guinan for me. Surely that would be acceptable.
That much I can do.
Tell him that we'll lend him Cosmos for a while, and he can use her as he sees fit. We still have time before the Zohar project commences, and in
what
the
is the Zohar
worst-case
project?
scenario, she'll definitely be of use.
Hmm.
We'll have the second R&D division and the tactical sim lab provide support.
Are you sure? Isn't that top secret?
It's a calculated risk. From our point of view, the more real-world data we get, the better.
All right. I'll convey your message to Master Guinan.
Thank you. Good day, then.
Interesting. I'm trying to figure out, like, who benefits from framing the Kukai Foundation if everybody else seems to be realizing that it's a
Preliminary
scam.
inquiry shall now begin.
She knows it's a scam. He knows it's a scam. The actor knows it's a scam. I wonder if Chaos is a clone of Wilhelm.
I am an agent working for Representative Helmer of the Second Milshan Parliament. He's also with us. We can go into detail later, but for now I'll just debrief you on the
Okay, so
current
she's a spy.
situation.
She's pretending to be a
You
Federation.
are presently under the custody of the Federation government and the military. I'll be honest with you. The way things are now, within a few hours, she'll be turned over to anti-Milshan forces. Specifically, the UTIC organization. Soon after, the
Okay.
Second Milshan government
UTIC,
will
the
be
bad
stripped of
guys, are
all
lined up
its
with the
authority.
Federation at the moment.
At this moment, Representative Helmer is working with the leaders of the Milshan Parliament to buy us additional time. However, our opponent's skillful manipulation requires us to find concrete proof of your innocence.
But how?
That's the question. We need something that would give conclusive evidence of your innocence.
Oh, I've been videotaping all of us fighting the penis monsters this whole time. Inclusive evidence. Metal Gear. Awaken the crystals?
What about the Woglinde's black box?
We've already recovered that. Unfortunately, sometime after the final gate out, it was modified to be exactly the same as the video recording, down to the time access.
Great.
Not to mention, I shot up the database on that UTIC battleship.
What about the Durandal's database? A record of the battle against the UTIC should still be there. Can't we use that to prove our innocence?
Think, Phoenix, how can you turn this case around?
Is that a standard database?
Yeah.
Objection.
Ah,
Is that a problem?
yes. Standard databases are too easily modified. I'm not certain how reliable they would be as evidence. If we had something that even the owner couldn't change, say a system with a AAA class encryption, then maybe.
What? AAA? You don't find systems with that kind of protection just lying around? For something like that, you need the Federation government's motherframe or the UMN operating system.
Wait,
What?
we have one.
Oh, Cosmos.
Ha. Clever.
Cosmos?
Yes. Cosmos database has a recording of the battle against the Gnosis on board the Woglinde.
That's cute.
If we enter that as evidence,
Yeah, but in order to copy the record, we need the keys from both the Federation government and headquarters.
That sounds like a
by
level.
diving into the Encephalon and experiencing the record ourselves, we can make a copy through the connection gear.
But that's impossible without the dive equipment.
Gonna go into a VR
This
level.
module's simple dive unit.
You've got to be kidding. Besides, that's a violation of protocol.
Oh,
We
Alan.
don't have any other choice, do we? Oh, I am so sick and tired of
Cool, we're gonna do a VR mission inside of Cosmos
the real question
to make a copy of Data.
how do we get to Cosmos?
She's on the Elsa. Oh, thanks, Ziggy.
That'll open any locked doors you come across. I'll just say that we were careless. But to make it look legitimate, you'll need to knock me out.
You sure?
Otherwise, no one would believe it, right?
Ziggy's like, yep, I can do that.
You have a point.
Go easy on me, okay?
Forgive me.
Thanks. You're pretty cool.
Alright, that's actually kind of a cool plot twist, plot element. The other guards actually work for the Federation. Whoa, why is Chaos by himself? We just saw everyone together. I can't change party members, can I? I don't think I can. Oh, my controller shut off because the cutscene was so long. Video games. It's funny. There we go. Alright, hopefully Chaos with a lowercase c can handle this on his own. I need to remember what some of their abilities do here. Heaven's Wrath spends BG. Okay. AP I build by not taking my complete turn, right? That's how that works. One problem is we don't know... Is this the catch-up attack? I think it is. The right side of that little star looks like it says ketchup on it. I don't know what it actually says. His costume is like... Does he have blue fur? I think it's just like a bodysuit. Alright, so I really need to find out why Chaos was fighting that combat solo. Something's janky here. That has to have been a bug, right? Like, I totally had a full party. Should be Chaos, Shion, and Junior, if I'm understanding it correctly here. Battle formation. Shion, Junior, and Chaos is probably fine. Okay. We'll see. And then I can use Momo to heal for free. I think is what I was doing earlier with her. Glad we got him the upgraded weapon. That seemed to make a pretty big difference. Let's go back to the Elsa, duplicate the combat records of the little Glinda and the Gnosis. Federation soldiers are wandering all over the place outside, at least 2 blocks to the dock station. Too dangerous going unarmed. Oh, okay, I understand. Their weapons were confiscated. Chaos fights with his fists, so he was the only one that was able to fight them. Maybe Ziggy would fight if I put him in my main party. Okay. I really thought there may have been a bug there. So if I move him into the main party, he might actually be able to fight too. It was just because I had him in reserve earlier. Oops. Let's try that. I think I'm going to use the April Fool's money to buy this Frame Meister. I think it'll be a good investment. So far, I've been depending on being able to use an emulator for most games that don't have an HDMI out. But PS2 emulators are pretty trash, and so are PS1 for a lot of use cases that we have. Might have all my stuff in it. Hey. Equip item? I don't know what the hell that is. Unless it, oh, maybe that just means it gave me all my gear back. Okay. I'm gonna try using... This party should be fine. Yeah, especially since the room was like right there. I don't know. Whatevs. Probably my preference to use Ziggy, but we'll do a couple combats and figure out which one I want to go with. I've been able to rely on most games getting re-released on like a virtual console and being able to capture it through HDMI, but that might be good value for the stuff we do on stream. And then I'll move this save over to a PS2 memory card. I give you a chance to buy the, since the gear is such a huge difference, I give you a chance to buy it here. That's nice. Pretty sure it's all the same stuff we found on the other planet. I should see if there's still a save point in the bedroom. So the way this game has worked, it's kind of got the Persona cadence, where it alternates between story segments and then really long dungeon-only segments. This is a Japanese RPG. It's science fiction. Remember previous times we've been in dungeons, it's been for quite a while. Okay, there's not a save in this room, so it might be the one that's a little bit further south. Scope it out here. Later, Namaku, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the Framemeister recommendation. Be a good use of the April Fool's money. And still stealth if I choose. Oh, it's a robot.
This is good fun.
Cross shot. Alright, some of his attacks are really goofy. He like throws a coin in the air and shoots it. Guy might already be dead. This is the spell that I've invested most of my points in so far. Yeah. Pretty big difference between the one I've invested points in and the one I haven't. Yeah, look in the right side. It looks like it says ketchup, or left side now. Condiment seal. Chaos is getting wrecked in this fight. Coin snap? Yeah, he like throws a coin in the air, shoots the coin, and then it ricochets off the coin of the enemy. Certain attacks are better versus mechanical versus gnosis versus biological. So apparently Junior blows against that kind of enemy. Nice. He's already against biological though, it looks like. Obviously a bullet hitting a coin makes it more powerful. The Gnosis are the ethereal penis monsters. They touch you and they turn you into a Gnosis. We haven't seen them in this session. Alright, let's heal? Question mark? Momo, you're my heal bot. And I think I'm gonna use Ziggy and Junior. I don't know if I want to keep Junior. Chaos is pretty good. I've leveled him up quite a bit. Let me look at his tech point usage right now. Yeah, Lunar Seal I've spent some money on. Yeah, I guess I haven't really spent too much on leveling up Ziggy. Momo I was working on a little bit. Attack with Spirit Gun. Point shot attack. I'll wait till his turn comes up again. Maybe I'll use Xion Chaos in Junior since Chaos does a lot of damage and I've already leveled him up quite a bit. It's been since August 2015, Cappy. This was the first ever subblock game. And then your subblock. But I cheated. I totally looked up a plot summary guide to catch myself back up on the game because it's been so long. I actually posted the text file from it in the Discord, or behind the scenes if you want to see the notes I took. The first 10 minutes of the stream, I just kind of recapped everything that's happened so far. 8 soldiers with guns. I think there used to be a save in this room. It might be a little bit further south. I want to make sure I know where a save is because this dungeon might be long enough that I might have to retreat there at the end. There's something special happens if you sneak up on enemies from behind. Okay, so we want her to use Spell Ray because she can handle robots pretty well. I think she applies a defense down with her current ammo as well. There's a boost button I can press during other players' turn if their boost meter is full that lets me interrupt the initiative order. Is that right? I'm trying to remember from before. I think that's correct. Gotta shoot a coin. Just makes sense. It's just rational. Ketchup. I think it says Xerox, ketchup, blue. To change the abilities that I'm leveling up with Junior. I guess I could switch him out for Ziggy. It might be that I haven't leveled Ziggy because I've tried to use Xion, Chaos, and Cosmos. Blue, Xerox, Ketchup, Ho, Nineveh. What does Sodia mean? I feel like I've heard that as a generic, like, I'm yelling when I'm attacking sound in several games. Like, I'm pretty sure Link says that in a couple Zeldas. Sodia! It's just kind of a generic, like, hi-ya kind of sound. Alright, trying to decide what party I want. I think I want Ziggy instead of Junior. We'll see if I change my mind. Junior's cool, but... Alright, and how are their tech points coming? Still saving up for Spell Ray. Need to figure out which of his attacks I actually want to use here. Square, square, cyber kick, triangle, triangle. I may as well put Meteor Shot on one of these, right? What's with the slot range? Oh, I see. Oh, is Lightning Fist? So I have to pick between Lightning Fist or Meteor Shot. I see. That's why Cyber Kick shows up so often. He doesn't have an opening near attack. Okay. I understand. Let's do Lightning Fist then. I think we want the recovery to be higher. It's also really cheap to upgrade. We do that for everybody. Chaos as well. Yeah, we've already done it. Okay. Don't have enough T points. for any of the upgrades in there. Okay, I understand. The speed's already maxed out, so we'll try to max out the speed on Lightning Kick and see how it goes. Yo.
Watch the enemy closely and react quickly.
Thanks, Ziggy. Y'all are dicks, you know that? I think Cosmos is my only character with a legitimate, strong party heal right now. Chaos might have a shitty one. I don't remember. Let's see. Healing Dew. Cosmos is super OP. Alright, it's not terrible. It's efficient. So I think it was Laser Blade, Jack Blade. He's pretty sucky. I guess Junior has a really high crit rate. Maybe I want to use Junior instead. We get it, Chaos. You have secrets. Fucking this game. Character with a lowercase c in their name, like he's fucking T.S. Eliot. Ziggurat 8. I'll never get over that. That's the funniest fucking thing in the universe. They're dead serious about his name being Ziggurat 8. Favorite game of last year is Breath of the Wild, I think. I almost have to not count it because it's unfair to every other game that came out last year. Cuphead's really, really good too. Excited to finish it. We might beat it next Friday if I don't completely lose all my muscle memory for it. Oh, there's Cyber Kick. It's a 3-hit move. Hollow Knight was awesome. I'm basically just really happy with everything that came out last year. We're in the golden age of television and the golden age of gaming, I think. Or a new renaissance at least. Probably I'd argue the Super Nintendo was the first golden age. Really high volume, really high quality games. There's another dude up here, right? In the game room. He's not actually turning. I still need to play Sonic Mania. I've seen a little bit of it. It looks really good. Hey, save point hype. Well, this guy's complaining about losing in gambling when, like, the ship has been boarded by the Federation and Kukai Foundation have been declared to be traitors. Should buy a rabbit necklace. Okay. Dark Souls 3 come out last year too, or was it further in the past? I don't remember anymore. Playing through the Dark Souls series is basically just a blur of joy for me. Yeah, all they had to do was, like, just make another Sonic game and stop trying to be Nintendo. They don't know how to reinvent the wheel.
Watch the enemy closely and react quickly.
I think it's something that's just, it's a fundamental design issue with Sonic, that the way the game is set up does not lend itself to being 3D ever. Right, maybe it goes on a sale. $2016. Hi, Ben. Use your cat cam. What are you doing?
Ready? Lunar seal.
Ben. Danger zone. He's so hungry and angry. Yeah, right. Everyone has their really long list of games. Lightning Fist is the one I upgraded. I'll see if it's the one I want to keep. I might want the other one. Yeah, I think I want the Cyber Kick. I think that was more damage. Fits a better niche. Do that ketchup seal. One thing I really wish would be if the enemy would die if it takes damage in the first half of the combo. It's really easy to waste damage in this game, unless if you know exactly how many hit points an enemy has. Alright, so do I use Ziggy or do I use Junior? I think I'm gonna use Junior, actually. And I'll sub Junior out for Cosmos if I have her. Keep Momo as an out-of-party heal bot. Henry Jones Jr. Does it matter for him to be in the front or back? I think most of his attacks are ranged, right? So it makes sense to put him in the back. Yo. Cowboy hat, orange ring. Just want to see if I can change what skill he uses here. So only certain characters can use special moves without needing to do a 3x combo. So maybe I should have the party members that can do that. Oh, I already do. Pretty much just Shion and Chaos. Okay. So Junior has to build up to do a different thing. I should probably figure out which one of those I want to use before I choose which one to upgrade.
I got no time for wusses like you.
Tell him. Oh, he can't do anything in the back row. Well, shit. Well, now I know. Can I change his row? Can. Okay. I think maybe it's just Momo that can be in the back row right now. Yeah, I owned Sonic CD as a kid. I unfortunately had a Sega CD and a 32X. The 32X production was like canceled the week after my parents got it for me for Christmas. They tried to return it, and Toys R Us offered them like 10% of what they paid for it.
Ready? Lunar seal.
I haven't played it on stream though, no. Played Sewer Shark on the Sega CD. Sodia. Let's see, how does Prelude to Battle work? That might be the one that I want to invest in. Some pretty good deeps. I want to try to finish this guy off. No, I'll try to... Oh, she does have medical all now. Okay, that's good. Don't need Cosmos. I think I actually learned it from... I may have learned it from Cosmos. Isn't there like a skill link system in this game where you can learn abilities from other characters? Yeah. Sega, their problem is they're always just like 3 years behind the market, so they do something the first time, they innovate too early, and then everybody else learns from their mistakes. Nice crit. And these battles haven't been going on long enough for anyone to really get a boost point for me to do that mechanic. Isn't there a Atari console that's getting released soon? I'm on their mailing list for it. I don't know how that happened. Second, controller's being janky. Ether points to obtain new skills or transfer them to other players. Forget what causes you to accrue ether points. Ball or transfer. Purifying Storm. Clear all status effects. That seems pretty good. I can't see what it is all the way over, right? It's half as many ether points to transfer it to somebody. I'd rather have Medica All. Ice Wings, Lightning Ether Attack, Evolve. Flame Wings, I see. Oh, let's evolve it. Purifying Storm is 900 gross. Like the person that accrues the ether points is the one that has to spend to transfer to somebody else. It's interesting. Increase boost by 1. One enemy, occasionally instant KO and steal items. Should be using that more. I forgot about steal. Medica Rest. HP recovery to max. Okay. So Kiraga. Revert. Ooh. Yeah, we need that really badly. I mean, I'm tempted to give Medica All to another party member, but having a castable revive would be really nice. You just get ether points from participating in battles. Okay. Psycho Arm. Dandyism. Revive when female character is behind. Okay. That's funny. My guard. Focus physical defense. Should evolve that. Bodyguard. Increase strength defense when Momo's behind. HP recovery mid. Self only. Oh, Japan. Now they only get ether points if they're actually in combats with you, right? So her being my heal bot means she's never gonna get any more ether points. I think they might still level up when they're out of combat with you.
Well, I guess I'm gonna get some exercise after all.
Oh shoot, I forgot to move him. We're talking about the mechanic, not the term. I think we have some AoE skills. Pretty sure that Ziggy has an AoE skill. We have magic that is AoE for sure. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oops. And took a DPS hit because of it. Yikes. I have to get Medica All onto Junior. He has a decent amount of ether points. Let's conserve some AP. Ketchup seal. Aw. Kitties are both sitting on Price family chair. Sega does what Nintendo does. Last processing. We decided Prelude to Battle is definitely the thing we want. I wouldn't say that's exactly a prelude to battle. I would say that's pretty resoundingly in the battle is actually happening department. Alright, tech attacks. Yeah, it's true. Wait. I feel like I may as well upgrade the weight on every skill just in case I ever proc it, since it's so cheap to do, you know? Oh, this is what we want. Okay, we have to actually spend to make that available. That's why I wasn't able to do it before. Okay. Prelude to Battle. Now I can use it immediately, which would be pretty good. Okay. Use tech points. Lunar Seal. I think this eventually hits a max level, but I'm not super sure how it works. So we need to get to 200 to move something there. I'm not sure how high that can go. I'm all about dumping it all into one place right now. I don't think that's ultimately the best choice. Like, you want to level up multiple skills, so if we get into a combat where one of those abilities does 0 damage, we're not totally hosed, but... Cool. At least they aren't Konami, I know. The Konami situation really makes me sad. Especially, like, PT getting cancelled. Have to remember the trash can. I gotta remember to move what's his nuts forward. Junior. Pretty good with the damage upgrade. Ooh. I don't think they deploy nostalgia as smartly as like Nintendo does. These high critical turns are where it's at, man. That should be more than enough. That's a way to get extra money, is to kill on certain turns. Yeah. Sonic Mania is more like the Nintendo approach. But it's like a adopted fan game, right? They brought on fan game developers to help make it. I guess that attack's still pretty good. Like, if that's the prelude to the battle, what the hell is the battle, right?
Sayonara, baby.
Hey, that's the thing that's on the bullet that he gave to Momo. Faces here. Yes, yes. Please enter your destination. So calm. I think we need to go to the dock, right? Because we got to get to, we gotta get back to the Elsa. Get Cosmos back. It looks like it is in fact the Durandals that were... People on the ship have escaped. What about those ones don't aggro? Also has an elevator for cargo.
They're here!
Who the hell are you? I'm me. Yeah. Alright, so this robot was immune to... Oh my god, I forgot to move Junior again. Somebody spam chat when this combat's over. You don't have to spam it, but just remind me to move Junior to the front row. I've forgotten 4 combats in a row. Nice crit, holy shit. Very nice. Basically wasting his first turn every time. Move. Move Junior, move Junior, move Junior. So you want to use the boost mechanic to interrupt people's turns so that the little turn bonus thing in the bottom right is always in its most advantageous spot for you. But that's sometimes easier said than done. This guy's immune to bullet damage. Junior. Henry Jones Jr. Junior! Like, I'm gonna go... I've already seen the Vision of the Monado, right? I go into my inventory to heal the party, and I forget to move him again. This Lunar Seal skill is really good against robots, not so good against human beings. Moonlit Serenade. Yeah, so he's actually a really good complement to Chaos. I think Chaos is really good against Gnosis and Biological. Or, I'm sorry, Gnosis and Mechanical. Junior's really good against Biological, and then Shion's pretty decent against everybody. She may have had one enemy type that she sucks at. Wait, let's do it. Junior, 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 Junior. Formation. There we go. First try. She's about tapped out. Yeah, I like that. It's a neat way to have to care about different sorts of abilities, you know? Maybe this was accessible before, I'm not sure. There was supposed to be something on the Durandal I wanted to explore, a section number or something, but I think I'll be able to warp here later via the simulator thing. Let's do it. I forget where I can use those section doors. Is that in the simulator? I don't think any of them are permanently missable, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's go down. Red doors are scattered to the game. Some you can get by going back to old dungeons and summer areas you always have access to. Okay. But nothing in this game is missable because of the simulator thing, right? Not that we need to stress about that anyway. Might actually be knee here that I'm supposed to go. Gotcha. Okay. Screw you, server. You're clearly not important at all. I think we actually want to go further down, not up. This looks right. Been a long time since we were on the Elsa, but yeah, and there's a save point here. What a treat. Alright, so we're going to stop today when the clock reads 21 hours, the live split timer. If we get to a save point within 10 minutes of that, I might call it a little bit early and make up the time next time. We'll still give it the full discount down to 20 SP, but this game is very capable of running way over time if we get in the middle of a 40-minute cutscene, you know. Slide deck is locked and cannot be operated. I need a disarm key. Okay. It's so loud. The next time we play this, I'll make sure I have that Frame Meister and test it out so we can just play it on a PS2 and avoid the issues with that. This way. I think this continues to be right. I think we want to keep going down. Yeah, this looks like the room. It's like in the back of this room, I think. So I'm going to address 14. Don't have that one yet. Actually, this may have been the eggs room. Never mind. There's a room that was like this that they're keeping her in. And I guess I'll dump Junior and take Cosmos? Hard to say. I don't remember if I think Cosmos is just OP against everybody, basically. She doesn't have a particular enemy type advantage. I should probably use my characters more evenly, but I'm really bad about doing that in games. I think my favorite solution to that is by letting people that aren't in your party continue to get experience points. Maybe you give some kind of benefit to the characters that you actually use. Or you do, Final Fantasy X is pretty great, where you can just freely swap characters in and out. I really, really like that. It doesn't consume a turn to do it, so everyone can get XP as long as you swap everybody in and have them take a turn. Andrea does that almost obsessively when she plays Final Fantasy X. I have gone in a circle. This is where I started. Shit. Alright, well, let's try going upstairs, maybe. Could have sworn it was downstairs somewhere. I'll look it up in a second if I'm stuck. Takes a turn, yeah. Better than nothing, for sure. Now, I'd like it to be a Final Fantasy X style, where it's basically free. It adds a lot of strategic depth, I think, to let you make that decision for free. Because then you have to start thinking about who do you want to be in your reserve, where they can't get hit by attacks, and where you potentially have access to them on anyone else's turn, whereas if they're actually already out, you only have access to them when their turn comes up, you know? Alright, I think I have to look up where Cosmos is. I thought she was going to be downstairs in that big back room, but I was incorrect. Give me one sec. I love this. Oh, there's an optional boss that I missed by not having Junior in front of the party. I guess he's like a super boss, though. I don't know what the point of fighting him is. Find the ladder, find the... Find the Segment 8 door on your way to Cosmos' room towards the hangar on the Elson. No, that doesn't help me. This game assumes that I didn't last play this 9 months ago and that I remember how to navigate around this ship. But I'd have to take a stab that this isn't the right way. I think it's further down in the basement somewhere. I'm just trying to think if there's any branching paths I missed down there. Yeah. I mean, it's a cool concept in FF6 that they suddenly make all of your characters matter. And I feel like 6 does a decent job of just progressing the plot in certain ways to make sure that you're forced to use all those characters for a while, but in the world of Ruin, it's much more open, and you're much more likely to end up just sticking with 4, right? It can be neat to, like, split up, you know, you have one party that has 2 of your best characters, one party that's led by your 3rd best character, and another party that's led by your 4th best character. Maintenance room. Fine. I think that'd be great. If all of FF6 used that mechanic, I think that would be a better use of the ensemble cast. Those are some of the best dungeons in the game, I think. Kefka's Tower and the Phoenix one, right? Beverage dispenser. You undersold it, Professor. Alright, it's gotta be downstairs. I'm just a little exclamation point lost. No big D. No, not the one in the GBA version. Is it good? Is it also multi-party? I ended up not doing it on stream because of the time cost, I think, if I recall correctly. Oops. 3 parties. That's kind of neat. The rest of the game's not terribly hard, especially like the Super Nintendo version if you abuse some of the glitches, especially the X for the banish vanish glitch. See, I thought this was the room here. Maybe it's further down. Oh, wait. Maybe I went up here instead of down and I was supposed to go down. This seems right. Yo. Never gonna use Egg's gear, so that's fine. Hey Dieter, how you doing? How is your Thursday treating you? Very nice. I'm doing alright. Good to be playing this game in a long block. 4 hours is about right. Maybe it's up this way. I'll have to look up another walkthrough if I can't find it, or find like a map or something. This is the sort of game that would really benefit from an objective marker, given the number of event flags. Here we go. Up Cosmos.
Here we go.
Go dive into her body.
Handle back up for me, all right?
Roger. Opening interconnection.
This was the first mission in the game. Was also a VR Cosmos mission.
Don't worry. I'll back you up no matter what happens.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks. Ready, Cosmos?
She can't talk. I mean, y'all aren't seeing anything, right? Shion doesn't have to be in there solo, presumably.
What the?
I guess maybe there's more going on in the room and she just needs the goggles to see stats and stuff. It's like a holodeck kind of thing. Oh, this is creepy. Where is she? Right, she's afraid of thunder. Oh, was there thunder on... She's from Milsha, which had to be abandoned after the doctor guide his monolith experiments. It's like a simulation of Milsha. How does Cosmos know about this? I guess she's got a lot of data in her banks.
Daddy?
All right, Shion. Let's go home.
We're not going to see Mom?
No. Not today. We'll visit her tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Wait. Don't go. You cannot go. That's right. This was the last day you spent together with your father. I've been waiting a long time for you.
I think we've seen this chick popping up in other sequences, right? In the very early game. I don't think we know who she is yet.
We have much to talk about.
She showed up when we were looking at the Zohar emulator. Okay, that was just a flashback. Gotcha. That wasn't actually in the simulation. Shion's just going nutty. Oh, we don't see her. Interesting. This is a VR simulation, though. Child soldiers. Like clones, maybe?
No way. It can't be.
Junior?
No doubt about it. They're UR URTV.
Still don't know what URTV stands for.
I see. It would appear that this is more than just a hallucination. What is this place? Do you recognize it? Junior?
What?
Maybe they're fellow clones of him. They look kind of like him.
I'm asking you if you recognize this place.
Yeah, I do. If this isn't an illusion, and my memory's correct, this is Milsha.
It is Milsha.
14 years ago.
Alright, so maybe Shion's here as a little girl?
Where are you going?
I wonder what's troubling him.
He says if my memory is correct, that means he was here.
Chase after those people.
I'm sure he has his reasons. Nonetheless, we don't know what's going on, and we can't let him go off alone.
You've been waiting? For us? Chaos. Alan.
Chief?
I get over this guy's name being named Chaos with a lowercase c.
Who are you? I am Nephilim.
Nephilim.
I have been called.
Okay, so we've heard the song of Nephilim.
Ever since I existed in this form.
Giant hero children of angels and human women. Genesis. Hey, there's a save point here. Fantastic. This will be my hub save point if we hit time, depending on how long this sequence takes. Probably should have made another save file there just in case, since I don't think I can buy anything in here, but that's okay. Okay, so this game does not have random battles. I came pretty close to losing. I was really worried I was going to have to cheat. Just barely had it in us to win. Guessing we don't want to walk in the searchlights. Coat sword. Reduce damage from slashing, presumably? Reduces slash pierce type damage. Physical defense +2. That's just a flat upgrade over this. Let's take that. We make sure everyone's in the battle formation here. I think we want Momo in the back. She's one of the few characters who can be in the back. Can maybe give Ziggy his upgrades. That was a cool boss fight though, if it felt a little overpowered. Maybe hitting one of those just triggers a battle. Ruby helmets. What does that do? Whip. Matches Ruby's suit outfits. Physical defense +6. Maybe that's a Momo only upgrade. Yeah, I'll take it. It was a very ogre battle way to wrap things. Whoops. Well, it can hear me, it turns out.
I'm gonna do my best.
Maybe she needs to be facing a certain direction to be able to hit them from behind. I'm not super clear on how attacks from behind work. She's such a ridiculous character. Well, that didn't work. I'll have to move her back to the front. There's a lot of enemies in these fights, so I'm gonna be careful. I'm trying to remember which of his attacks is AoE. It might be the Lightning Fist one. Ziggy. Let's see, if she can't be standing behind someone, maybe she can attack from the center. Don't die. Psycho Arm, increase ether effects, revive when one female character is behind. That's the attack everybody move. Just don't hit Junior, please. That was what I asked you not to do, game. Rude. I have minimal revive options. Okay, so she can't attack at all from the back. But I think her attacks are kind of crappy anyway, so... Did I pick up some Phoenix Downs? I'm trying to remember... Oh yeah, okay, that's not so bad.
Whoa, thought I was a goner.
Clearly, these are like my 3 shitty characters who I never use.
Not good.
No kidding. I might just game over this fight. I need to better outpace their DPS. Oh wow, that guy was in 6 hits and 6 damage of dying. Alright, let's try... Oh, I didn't get a full heal before I came in here. It's a bummer. I need to use a bigger heal than that. Ooh, that was a lucky miss. Neither of them have a boost point yet, so I can't use that. Let's use... I guess I'll just keep using these. I might be able to outpace the DPS coming in. Really gotta upgrade his shit though. He's not great against these single target guards. Ouch. Y'all got any of them boost points? I should save my abilities there. No, I should use the one that I have 52 of. I gotta find a healing point for them at some point. Crits are really brutal right now. Nice miss. Oh, am I out of the P? Why can't I use the super laser thing? I have enough EP and I have enough AP. That's 2 down. Getting there slowly but surely. As long as there are fewer enemies, I should be able to keep out healing. As long as I don't get a bunch of unlucky crits. Still not sure why he wasn't able to use his super move on his last turn. Good. Ooh, lucky. Hope I get a bunch of XP for this level. And I'll probably revive Numbnuts Jr. once it's just the helicopter. I had a decent number of those, right? 18, yeah. Excuse me. Done sneezing. Oh, it actually takes pretty good damage from all that. Right on. Is that going to be enough to finish it off? Not quite. He's not great against robots. There we go. God, that was a little rough. Maybe not getting any more fights in here. Hopefully that makes that searchlight go away. Okay, they did get a decent amount of XP, tech points, ether points. Junk circuit. Okay, good. It's gone. 5 medkit deluxe. Biospheres. We want to use those biospheres. That's like a tent, basically. I thought I'd get a full heal coming into here, but I was incorrect. I think I can use most of the debris here to draw its attention away from me. Alright, let's pop a tent, let's save, and let's keep exploring. Sweet. Still saving all these skill upgrades for, I guess, a rainy day. I think I'm approaching the largest party size. How many more characters do I have to recruit in this game that I haven't met yet? I've got Junior, Momo, Ziggurat 8, Chaos, Cosmos, and Shion. Shit. Phew. It's a cute way to do that. Probably uses the same rules as the other patrolling enemies in the game, you know? Alright. Stay out of combat. This party sucks. Things fine, nothing is ruined. I have the whole party. Okay. So I can start making informed decisions about who I give my skill seed permanent stat upgrades to. I was going to say always give it to Shion because I assume she'll always be in the party, but that is not the case. Yeah, they mentioned it. Margulis is talking about the Song of Nephilim. That's creepy. Shooting down children. Yeah, they look exactly like Junior. I bet they have a number code on their hands. The question is, are they realiens? Oh, okay. So they must be clones of each other, and he just happened to age. It's the guy in the suit from earlier. Who's Rubido? Is that him? Shit's dark. Babies killing babies. Kids dying. So I don't think they're Realians. I think they're clones, is my guess. We have one Realian in our party. We have an android. We have a cyborg. We have a regular human.
Junior.
We have whatever the fuck Chaos is.
I'm fine.
And it would make sense to us for us to also have a clone.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Damn it. What the hell is this?
It's a really good question. What are we doing in the memory of Milsha inside of Cosmos?
So you're saying
Oh man,
this
Dwarf
really
Fortress.
is Milsha? Yes. A world of unbroken memories slumber at the depths of your consciousness.
Shion's consciousness? Is that how that works?
Cosmos has sensed this and recreated it.
It's creepy.
This world, it is also Cosmos memory as well.
So, Nephilim must be inside Cosmos?
No, that's not. Memories do not belong solely to one person, and they are not fixed to just one location. No, I mean... It's... The original Cosmos was...
The one that murdered everybody. Shion had to put down, right?
destroyed during that incident 2 years ago.
That incident 2 years ago. That's pretty sweet. Nice job, Shion. I wonder if modern Cosmos could die like that. That's Kevin, I think.
Dear to you as well.
Or BF. And Cosmos went nutty and like murdered everybody.
Joyful memories form only one half of the whole. Only when they are combined together with the other half can your consciousness truly take form.
Built a lot of features into Cosmos. Yeah, no, right? Just kind of like their go-to supercomputer android thing.
Of your memories. Accept
She's like the unobtainium,
our memories. You must
the ultimate MacGuffin.
return to Milsha once again.
Please tell me, why must I go to Milsha?
Only Cosmos knows the answer to that question. She is waiting for you there.
Some say Cosmos.
Cosmos is out there?
Nephilim's like, did I stutter?
Hey, wait up!
I love how she's not really asking, like, what are you, Nephilim?
Are you sure this is what you want? There is no turning back.
I know, but Shion is vital to her.
And to you as well?
Wait, Nephilim and Chaos know each other?
What will you do?
Weird. Weird. What the hell is going on? I felt like I had a good grasp on it. Hey, there's Gnosis here. So it looks like a Gnosis. Is there any way to introduce that you might be in danger soon there, or the enemy can't reach you from down here? This must be Milsha before the attack started. Defense shield is presumably a consumable item. Yes. Increases physical defense in combat. That mysterious past, though. It's always interesting to me when video games do the mysterious past arc with a character that doesn't have amnesia. They just don't like to talk about it. Or it's like just not relevant to bring up. I knew that she took down the old Cosmos. I didn't know that she shot her in the head. Ever since I lost that capital C. Never been the same. Okie dokie. Just had a cutscene of a bunch of clone children murdering each other with assault rifles. And now there's an adorable little penguin statue. Makes perfect sense. Don't even question it. That one's actually Gnosis, isn't it? That's funny. One of those things is called a blade soul. I don't know what that is. I'd love to have like a little icon saying what kind of item it is. I'm guessing it's a... prevents confusion. Okay, I could see that being useful. Rejuvenator. Five revives. Over that way. No matter how many times I see it, it still creeps me out. That's a thing in the UNM interface, isn't it? Every JRPG needs some kind of mascot character. Keeping it in that interface, I think, was wise. Like, I was enjoying Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but the sudden appearance of the mascot character was pretty jarring and stupid.
Okay, here we go.
Presumably we can fight these guys. I love how they have, like, fantasy monster names, like Bugbear and Kobold. It's cool. Better than Teddy. Yeah. The literal mascot character. He was the worst. I'm trying to think, is he the worst of all time? He might be. It's a low bar. No, I like the bunny in this one. It fits because they relegated it to a little like social media menu, so it didn't feel quite as tone whiplashy. Final Fantasy's generally done it pretty well. Wow, thing hits like a fucking truck. Well, that happened. I thought I was all good with Shion. Shit. Can I run? Nope. I feel like I need to kill more things, because if I don't, this is just gonna get worse. Pick the wrong target to attack, though. 510 crit, though. Not quite enough. If I can kill the big guy, if he misses, if he doesn't miss, we might just die here. Miss. Alright. Not quite a miss. Hey, game over. Okay, let's be a little bit more careful. Maybe we can look at their gear. Yikes. Yikes. At least we didn't lose a ton of progress. This game seems pretty kind about its save point provisions. This is where not having AoE damage is starting to get pretty punishing, I feel like. Yeah. Well, part of the problem is, like, you play the game for 2.5 hours without any combat, right? So it can be pretty easy to lose track of your strategy. You don't really have the long windows where you're just grinding. Alright, let me think about their current gear and skills. Maybe I can upgrade them in some way. Ether... Ice Wings, maybe? Nothing special in there. I guess I could top them off on health before we get into fight. Okay. Just in case they're really close to dying. Kobold ring, orange ring, box shield. I might maybe spend some of their tech points on upping their stats a bit. I haven't really done that. I've been saving it for their abilities. But they both have basically no tech points. Vitality is defense, or does it affect HP? Probably just defense. I'll try without touching their skills for now. Maybe I could use a consumable item in the next combat that will help. Could also just try to avoid all the Gnosis. Now we would have won that fight if only Helen was in the party with us, right? Then everything would be fine. Oh, well, so much for that plan. Oh, we had different enemies this time. Okay. Just the volume of enemies before that was so brutal. So what governs the amount of boost points that I get? Like, I feel like I got a shitload of boost points for that last hit. Alan's actually super OP. You don't get them from the final attacks like this, only the opening attacks. Alright, cool. You tried to heal. That's funny. What a dummy. That's... okay, now she's got enough boosts. Maybe be able to boost her in if lowercase c chaos doesn't kill it on its next turn. Square, right? Okay, triggered. Catch up! Look at all those crits. And we got a kill on the credit step each time. Well, that went way better than last time. And they got a shitload of tech points. Very nice. Sitting on a decent number of skill points, too. Mostly for extracting stuff from gear. Let me see if I can extract that thing that increases her total ether. So I think I want to use that. So that's Xion, Unequip, Silver Crown, Skills, Xion, Extract. I need to get to 300. Okay, so I still have a ways to go. How does the search eyes work? Maybe I'm not seeing where that's being applied. Double effect when combined with the accessory. He's at 263. Probably want to give him some guard at some point too, but for now I'm not super worried. Sleep guard seems really nice. I don't know if he even uses Dex. He definitely uses evade. Take that instead. Okay, re-equip Shion with her thingamajig. One of those optimization things where you technically want to use one of those at a save point so that she starts at a higher max, and then when she goes below the max, ditch part of it. And there's a manhole over there, that's cool. Turn around every now and then. Okay. Oh. Hope for the best. I didn't take any damage last combat. Alright, this is now we're in trouble. So what kind of items do we have? Increased physical defense, see-through effects down, increased speed, escape from battle. They did give us 68 escape packs. That might be the only way to run from battle, is it? I don't think there's a run command. I'm not super sure on that, though. Yes, yes, yes. It's the two big guys, I can take it. Nope. I hate running in battle, though. I really need to kill them. But I don't have a lot of consumables that are going to win this fight for me. Maybe once I have a party of 3, I can grind here for a little bit. I'll have to make a note in the live split timer that when we come back here to grind a little bit next time. Okay, we're coming to within the range where the next time we find a save point, we might just call it, since it's so easy to run over with this game. We'll see. I could maybe explore out to run out time from the save point, but consider that the stopping point. Those are the kobolds, I think. What the hell is this? Oh, it was a secret Gnosis? Interesting. I mean, you really worry about bloodshed against the Gnosis? Okay, maybe don't use his attacks on this thing. Larva doll. That's not looking too great. Alright, so this is one of those situations where the abilities I've invested in... now we want to have confusion immunity. Especially if we run into these things again. Yikes. That might be GG. Uh-oh. Alright, her melee attack also does no damage. Getting hit does not break confuse. Uh-oh. About to watch the party slowly die. Oh dear. Oh dear. At least they don't hit each other terribly hard. Confusion wears off on its own eventually, right? Okay, it ran away. Phew. Let's extract that confuse immunity ability, huh? Oh wow, I'm dropping some frames. It's first time in a while. Looks like it passed. Weird. No good timing for it. Skills. I'm pretty sure we were dead there. Blade Soul. Cost 300 to extract confusion prevention. Gross. I guess I can equip it on her. Probably actually want to equip it on Chaos because he has a skill that removes all negative status effects. So I wonder if she's like can only be damaged by certain kinds of attacks, and she gives you something really special for killing her. Oh, I know where we are, I think. Shortcut? There was a Gnosis over here earlier. Yeah. It's a way to use the same save point. It's a very, Dark Souls approach to their level design. Nice crit. Nice crit again. Ketchup. Sweet.
Is everyone okay?
I was a little worried about that thing. If it respawns, it might be a good thing to try to farm, since it dies easily. Hey, it's a segment address. So those doors need to be opened by... Like, we can unlock the segment address, which lets us open any door that has that address. We unlock the number somewhere else, right? Something like that. Alright, we'll use another biosphere here. This little playground thing reminds me of the one in Final Fantasy VII. I think the save point's like in the next room. That'll be a good stopping point. Since we opened with a... We were already 20 minutes over from the last Xenosaga stream, and we opened with like a 10-minute recap, which I will refer back to. Actually, I'm going to try to end each of these streams with a recap of what happened as well. Still dropping frames. So that when I play this again in the future, I can just skip to the end really quick and watch it. Alright, so today we visited the Kukai Foundation and we met up with what may have been, what would you call it? Junior's brother? Fellow clone? We don't really know what they are just yet. And then the Federation framed us. Somebody went to the trouble of framing us. It may have been Utic, for attacking the Woglinde, the ship from the very beginning of the game. And now we need to prove that the Kukai Foundation is innocent, and to do that we need to get basically Cosmos' black box, which involves diving into the simulation world, which is like of old Milsha. That's most of what's happened today, I think. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll give you guys an update on what's coming up tomorrow and next week. Hopefully my stream doesn't die. I'm gonna have to call Comcast. I was actually just telling Dizzy Disaster yesterday that I was really happy with Comcast business, that I haven't had dropped frames in like 6 months. Need to knock on wood next time.